From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hi, this is Darren.
And Mayor from the Civil War Breakfast Club podcast.
This is Dan Casella from the No Pollution of Cowardice podcast.
This is Wayne Motz from the Gettysburg Foundation.
Hi, I'm John Rothman.
Hi, this is Bo Brinkman.
Hi, this is Joseph Fuqua, and you're listening to Addressing Gettysburg. You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg with Matt Cowrie.
Don't ever go on America Got Talent. You won't make it.
Did you say Abe Lincoln?
The top of the list.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg Today.
I love this podcast.
Where did this idea come from?
Bear with me a second here. Oh, hello, Bethany. How are you?
You went right into that.
I had to get the
upswing.
old vocal cords warmed up there. How are you doing, Beth? Are we feeling better?
Oh my God, it's night and day.
You were sick last week.
I was.
You had rubella?
I had the plague.
The plague.
The actual bubonic plague.
Wow, the
Complete with
bubonic
sores.
plague. And you enjoyed it, I assume.
Yeah.
The
It was
time off.
great. It was great. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, really. What did you have? A cold?
It was just a cold.
Yeah. Did you like it? It was fun.
It was great. Mark has it now. So
Oh, good.
It's really strengthened our marriage.
Now,
Sharing.
did when you were sick, how is Ezra? Does he have any pity on you and let you rest?
Oh,
or
yeah.
does he does?
Mm-hmm. He brings me a blanket and a pillow.
That's cute. Does he play doctor and be like,
No.
oh, here's the thermometer?
No, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, but he does come upstairs if I'm laying down, and he'll be like, "Mommy, are you better now?
Oh.
Do you need anything?"
He's not afraid of getting sick?
I don't think he understands that that's what happens if
Oh,
you're
really?
near somebody.
I knew that. It was the first thing I learned.
Very first thing before talking and walking.
Before talking, I said, don't go near sick people. Yeah, absolutely.
For a child born the day the pandemic
Music
started.
died? Uh-huh. Oh, wait. Really?
Yeah.
March 15th?
12th. It's the day they started shutting everything down. They came to me in the hospital and said, if you don't have this baby in the next 2 hours, your husband's going to have to leave. This pandemic thing is becoming a thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I didn't know that.
It was great.
Yeah. So that was, what did they, was nobody allowed to come in and see it? How long were you there?
I was in the hospital for 5 days.
So the bullshit had started. Sorry, the bull had started, and you were stuck in there, and nobody could come and see you or Ezra? Really?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was great because all the other mothers in the York Hospital, which is huge, in their maternity ward signed themselves out against doctor's orders.
Just so that the family could see them?
And I had to stay because I had complications. And so we had all the nurses in the ward coming in, hanging out in our room all night long.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was
They
party
had nothing
central
else
at your
to do.
place? Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
They were like, this is great.
Well, anyway, so he was born in sickness, around surrounded by sickness.
So
in a
sickness
sea
means
of sickness.
nothing to him. He's just like, listen, I have, genes that and immunities that no one will ever have because I was born the day that COVID happened.
Yeah. It's so weird to think that his entire life has been not what we ever knew. Like
Exactly.
it's been like it's Bizarro World. He only knows Bizarro World.
Correct.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was months. 6 months before anyone saw him.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, nobody was coming. Wow, that's crazy.
And they always say like, oh my gosh, it's so tiring when all the family comes and they see you and you're just so tired. It was probably wonderful for you that you didn't have all that visitation. And I was like, no, I had no one to hand that kid off to.
Yeah, right.
He was with me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand, like, the thing about it being exhausting and stuff like that, because I've known a lot of parents. I've been around a lot of parents, new parents. But and it is like, they're like, okay, it's great that everybody wants to see the kid, but I just want to sleep. But then, like, some people are like, I'll watch the kid free for an hour or two. You want to take a nap?
You want to take a nap?
Yeah, like the grandmas love to do that.
Yeah.
And everything. And then they go and they take the nap. But
I didn't get to see my mom.
No?
Yeah, like
she didn't want to meet Ezra?
Well, she.
I'm just kidding.
And I said to her, I remember being like, she's like, you're not going to want me there, Bethany, because you just want to start your own thing. Like, this is your first time to be your own family. You're going to want to be like, okay, I got this. I'm the mom. And I was like, no, I want my mom.
Right.
And she's like, well, sorry.
You just had your guts ripped out. Like, you want mommy, right?
Yeah,
like, you're
I want
uncomfortable.
my mom. Yeah.
Well, that is fascinating that he was born at that time. I did not know that. You did say that the other day, but it didn't dawn on me that, like, his whole life has been. His whole life.
I always said, because I had such problems fertility-wise, that if I ever had a kid, it would be a sign of the apocalypse.
Yeah. There you go.
And, So I'm not having a second one, because then an asteroid would hit the Earth or something. So I'm just going to let it one and done.
Well, let's hope that he's not the that Antichrist that Nostradamus predicted.
Oh my God, I never thought of that.
Right. I think he was supposed to be born in the Middle East, but maybe he meant to say middle
Pennsylvania.
Eastern side of Pennsylvania.
Maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's looking thousands of years into the future, or 1,000, whatever it was.
The Middle East and southeastern Pennsylvania.
Right. I don't even
very similar in location.
I don't even think we were a thing back then. So how could he have known, right?
He could have been like, it looks like.
Right. And it's something about an eagle, and in the land of the eagle, where the dinosaur soars, comes a bear who is the Antichrist and will bring about the apocalypse. And
his name is Ezra James.
It's little Ezra. Well, at least, now I can say that the one who will bring about the apocalypse was at our Christmas party.
True.
And he was playing in the corner, and I saw him destroying that. Remember that big, tall Jenga thing that they had?
Yeah, and he would run into it.
Yeah. And maybe, maybe he's practicing for the cities, and that's...
He's like, I will be Godzilla.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, well.
Poor kid.
All right. Well, so let's see. What else has been going on? Oh, the winter lectures are underway.
Yes.
And if you don't know, folks, we have them on our YouTube channel, video of them on the YouTube channel. You can go over there and watch them. Only place? I mean, I'm sure someone will bring in a video camera once in a while and do a video.
They're not going to have your quality.
They're not going to have our quality. They're not going to have the audio we have. And they're not going to have the blessing of Mr. Christopher Gwynn from the National Park Service, who asked me to do it.
He literally sat there.
He did. He said, in nomine patri and all that stuff. and so
I can imagine Chris.
Yeah. No, but it's been a lot of fun, and I think I kind of screwed myself in that. Well, here's how.
She turns her head in quizzically.
Yes. I instead of just setting up a camera and doing it simply, and the difference being right. The difference being I'll just have good audio as opposed to all the other years. No, yeah. I have to go a step further, and I hire another guy to do a 2-camera shoot on the relic on the artifact days. And then when Troy didn't have artifacts, but he had slides, and I said, can you send me the slides? I spent 10 hours editing that video. 10 hours.
It obviously messed you up because you said video instead of
I know.
video.
It's messed me up for the whole week. And what was the other thing? And then the next day, the other video I had to do took me 8. And that's
a lot, Matt.
It is a lot. But the problem is everybody really likes it.
They do.
And, maybe not everybody. But,
I haven't heard a bad word.
Well,
and that's saying something because people are really thinking about that.
Give it time. You will. And, it's inevitable, right? Sometimes people just say bad things for the sake of being, for evening things out. You just got to kind of keep it that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, the people seem to like it, and I got to figure out a way to maintain it. That's what I need to do. I had a meeting with Mark, the guy who I hired to come out, and I'm like, listen, I'm not budgeted to hire you, but I hired you those 2 days because I thought, we've got artifacts. There's moving around. I need to have a second camera.
Yeah.
You need to have a second camera.
Definitely, especially for the artifacts.
Especially for the artifacts. And I go, so I'm not asking you to work for free. He's got a wife and kids, and so he needs his weekends. He can't devote everything to it. And I said, but can you help me figure out how to do this more? We discussed a few things, so maybe I'll be able to maintain it. For the most part, I don't think I'm going to be able to maintain that. 2 cameras for sure, because I have to hire him every time I need a second camera.
What if you shot the stuff afterwards?
It's not even that. We could.
Not that I'm trying to work Mark out of.
Well,
a job
there's
here.
no more lectures with artifacts anyway this year, so it doesn't matter. That's moot. But the 2 camera shoot is good for just when the person is talking, cutting back and forth.
Gotcha.
Because it's not as boring as just fixating a camera on one thing and just letting it sit there. It looks like you're looking at a painting that moves once in a while when it turns a page or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I forget that these are live streamed, aren't they?
No.
Oh, well then.
They're recorded. You can't live stream. Those theaters are
The pits
radio
of hell.
signal black holes. Like you can't.
I work there.
I know. Your cell phones don't work. Even when you plug into the wall, apparently, that's what they had the problem last year with live streaming was plugging into the wall. Even the internet there is too weak to do it. So I think it's just too much traffic.
It's
There's
a
too
bunker.
It is a bunker.
People make fun of me because of my office, and they're like, "You never answer text messages." I'm like, I work in a concrete bunker.
Where are you, in the basement?
No. I'm upstairs.
Are you really?
I'm right above that, yeah.
So upstairs, he still gets bad cell service.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have a blocker in there or something? Or
I don't know. All I know is I hear all the audio from the movie and the cyclo.
Oh,
so my office is like all the time.
Is it like vibrating your chair?
Yes.
The whole, really?
And then I hear
You're like,
all of,
Pickett's charge started.
Yeah. Here's Glenn Close now.
Is that who narrates the cyclorama? Glenn Close.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Why is it that everybody know? Well, it's it's a recognizable voice, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Glenn Close.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
And then all of a sudden, the cannons, and then I'm in between the what was Wayne Motz's office and the copy room, so I hear all the conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I hear all the audio, and I can't get a cell phone service. So I'm just like, it's like prison.
And you have like, but the worst part is though, is like you're feeling the vibrations, but you can kind of hear Glenn Close's voice, but you're not really certain that you're hearing it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not clear. It's all muffled.
Oh yeah. I just hear like the beginning parts.
Right.
Not even that much.
Oh, it's not even. It's worse or like, better. Yeah. No. Anyway, so the winter lectures, they're on the YouTube channel, which you're watching right now, if you're watching us, and if you haven't subscribed yet, by all means do it so you know when they go up. I try to get them up Monday night and Tuesday night, but that I make no guarantees about that. That's just the way it's gone.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And that's the way it's gone so far. But I did send a message to Dave Bussiere about the schedule. And I said, all right, Dave, for sure, Monday and Tuesday schedule nothing because these things take me all day to do. And I can't split it between. I had a meeting with my accountant, which I had to do. So that was fine, though, because you need to take a break anyway, right?
Yeah.
So the first night I had dinner, I took Cindy's daughter Paige and her boyfriend out to the Dobbin house for dinner on Monday night. Mm-hmm. And so that was like 6:00, and that was an hour and a half break. And then they went home or wherever they went, and then I came back here to finish editing. And then the next day I had my meeting with the accountant at 3:00 in the afternoon. And so, you know what I did? I walked, and it was 19 degrees on Tuesday. And people are driving by me like, what the hell are you doing? Because it's an icy, the sidewalks are all icy. Like, even if you shovel, there's a little bit left or, some water or whatever.
Oh, for those of you that are outside of town, it snowed.
Oh, yeah. It snowed. And it came out of the sky. What?
It's super not happy about it.
No. I hate it. Well, I hate it. And then on top of that, it's like, it hasn't gotten higher than 32.
Yeah.
since it started. So it's been a nightmare.
But anyway, you're walking.
I'm walking, and people are, I'm turning down Middle Street because his office is on Middle Street, and people are sitting there at the light looking at me like, what kind of an idiot are you walking like this?
Did you have a hat on?
I did.
Okay, good.
I didn't have a hat that covered my ears. I
was thinking...
Like, I had a fedora on.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was not the right hat to wear. I should have worn my Peaky Blinders hat because there's, like, flaps that tuck up into it that I could pull down over my ears.
Yeah.
Like an old man. That's what I should have.
That doesn't look dorky at all.
What? No, well, you know what? I don't care. It's so warm. Oh, it's wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I highly recommend a hat like that because you can look cool when it's tucked up and you can't see it. But then, when it's like, forget looking cool, I want to protect my ears from frostbite. Then you put them on and it doesn't matter because everybody else is going, oh, my ears. Oh, my ears. And then you're like, I look like a dork, but I'm cold or I'm warm. So I would recommend getting that hat just for that purpose there. They're not good in the summer. They're heavy wool. So I wouldn't recommend them for the summertime. Let's see. So the sidewalks, winter lectures. Go ahead, watch them all. There's more coming, and they should be fun. It is a lot of fun to do. I do like going to the lectures, and you know what? It makes the season go by so quickly.
Yeah, and there's a sense of camaraderie too.
There's that as well.
Yeah,
because it's often the same people that you see, and it's even if it's not the same people that you see, a lot of people know. Of people or who people are and stuff, and they'll come up to you and whatever. And it's, it is like a community. Yeah. It's like, you know what it is? It's like my mom lives in one of those over 55 golf course places,
Yeah.
And they have a clubhouse.
Yeah.
So it's like that, right? Like Gettysburg is the neighborhood, and it includes tourists for for the sake of my argument here. And then the visitor center is like the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And everybody shows up for the free lecture.
And golf.
Because, over 55, you don't want to pay for things. So, free lecture, right? And then you say, oh, hey, George, how you doing? How's that gallbladder surgery or whatever? And we all talk surgeries because... at 45, I'm the youngest person there. So
that's how you're part of the cool crowd.
When you talk
people
surgeries.
Yeah.
When people
know about your surgeries. Yeah.
Right. My mother, by the way, loves you. Did I tell you this? She was so disappointed she didn't get to meet you in November.
Yeah,
I told you?
Well, you said that she was disappointed she didn't get to meet me.
And I was talking to her on the phone yesterday, and I said, yeah, so I started doing those winter lectures. I started doing those winter lectures, and she goes...
Oh, yeah, I saw. When's Peter Carmichael going to be one of them?
And I said, actually, end of the month, I believe he's on the list.
Oh, I like him. He seems nice.
I go, yeah, he's very nice. We have a lot of fun. She goes,
so handsome. So handsome. He seems so very nice. He seems very good to you. He always is encouraging.
I said, yeah, he's a great guy. He told us, he called us on our way to West Virginia after the Christmas party and said that he... couldn't go to the Christmas party because he had to take his cat to the ER for eating a horsetail. And he was pissed. I said, but he's a very nice guy. Yeah. So anyway, that is that. Speaking of...
Which had nothing to do with me. Just to bring it back to Bethany.
Well,
things should
come
full circle back to Bethany.
But then my mother said, but he's no Bethany. How's that?
I can make that up, but thank you.
I know. Cynthia, you are on the cameras tonight because Colby is not a key. And you say, no, of course he's not a key. He's a person. That's Spanish for here. Hey, Cindy, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. And you're sitting on the cameras, and we still have that audio glitch issue, so you're really probably not switching it too much, are you?
Nope, not doing a thing.
Yeah, there you go.
She's just sitting there.
So you're just making sure that it doesn't collapse.
There you go.
Right. Okay, good. And who's our guest today? Because you've been really kicking buttocks.
Yes, you have. The number of invites I have received is astounding.
It's an astounding.
Yes.
She's 1,000 times better at this than me.
Well,
it has been.
She lives with him.
I threatened to take her dinner and everything if she doesn't do it. So
yeah.
No. She's really hit the ground running on it.
I'm having fun with it. I really am.
Yeah, she'll be like, "Hey, what do you think about this person?" And I go, "Oh, I know that person." And you know what else you're doing, Cindy, is you're reuniting old friends. She said, "I have someone from Mason-Dixon booked," and I go, "Oh, Yanni?" And she goes, "I don't know who it is." And I said, "Okay, well, what'd they say?" And she read it to me, and it said, "What did it say?" Like, yeah,
he just told me to either use his cell or his personal email, neither of which had his name in it yet. So,
but it was. He said something earlier prior to that as something like, "Yeah, anything to help Matt."
Love to spend some time with Matt.
Right. So it could only be Yanni because I don't know anybody else there. So I'm like, "Oh yeah, it is Yanni." I'm like, "Oh, that's great." I haven't seen him in years. I mean, bumped into each other once in a while, but yeah, I really love talking to Yanni, and I think you guys will too. He came on very early on when we started Patreon, and he told his life story. And I think a couple of years ago during the holiday season, I put it out for free. So I think if you go on the free feed and you go far enough back, you can find it. Or maybe I made it available for free on Patreon. I don't remember, but anyway, very interesting guy, a very fascinating story. He had doctors telling him that he'll never be able to walk again, let alone open a successful distillery while walking. Okay, because he still
does. He does walk. He does walk and do things.
He still walks,
and he's very supportive of organizations. Like if we ever need anything at the foundation, he's always right there to help.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. Ubermensch.
So to answer your question, though, yes, Chris Morano is here.
Yes, so Chris Morano is here, ladies and gentlemen, and you might recall at the end of last season, we've had some shows where I kept going to somebody on the other side of the window. Chris, I'm sorry, we'll get to you next week, and then next week we come in. Chris, I'm sorry, we'll get to you next week, and finally we booked him as a guest. So that's what we did. We just said, "There's no way I'll forget because we'll book him as a guest." So
that's. It's not on your list. No, I'm joking.
Except that I have somebody else's information on my list. No, so we're going to get to him in a bit there. But Cindy, it really has been doing a good job.
Good.
Do you? I know we talked about Pete Carmichael. Did you get him on yet?
No, I need his contact info.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I got to get you the contact info.
Yeah.
Because
man with scarf at yahoo.com.
Scarves PhD at hotmail.com. Oh man, that's funny. All right, well anyway, great job, Cindy. I really appreciate it. Every day a new calendar invite comes in and I'm like, "What's this?" And then blah blah blah. Oh, look at that. She booked another one. So yeah, so we're going to get to the first person that she booked. I think you couldn't wait to book this guy. Is that correct, Cindy?
Chris?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, am I mistaken?
No.
No. I wasn't excited about that.
I'm excited about his accent.
Yeah, he's got
my favorite part of it.
I said right off the bat that we got to get Chris on for Civil War Chronicles. So yes.
There you go. And he's got that Massachusetts accent.
Yeah.
Massachusetts, accent.
Do you have one of your business cards with you, Chris?
Cads.
Yeah, Cads.
I had one in here.
You have a business card.
Where'd the one in here go?
I think I took it.
I had for what?
The picture.
I know. I meant
because he is hot in that picture.
He's hot.
I took it home and to give to Mom at Christmas time.
I wish I could do a Boston accent. I can't do one. Well, anyway, we'll see if he's got a picture. You don't have a card, Chris?
He doesn't.
It's in my card.
See, I wanted to pull
it.
He totally did.
He just changed. He said it's in his car, and then he said car.
Car, it's in my car.
Nice try. All right. We'll get to Chris in a second here. Thank you very much, Cindy. Colby's not with us tonight. I don't know. He had something going on that he came up with the last minute.
Oh, no.
But he said...
Okay?
No, yeah, I think it's okay. I hope he's okay. He didn't say it was anything bad. I think I don't know what it was. Hopefully it's not bad. He said that he would meet us for dinner afterwards.
Then he's fine. Okay.
But I don't think I'm going out to dinner tonight. I don't think Cindy and I are going out.
All right.
But I'll let him know where you guys, if you guys go out, I'll let him know where you guys decide to go. I don't know. We'll see.
All I know is I'm starving.
Yes, I am too, actually. I'm not going to lie.
Been eating these peanuts that have been here since...
Oh, those are 2.5 years old.
1776.
Yeah, those are the jalapenos.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it, Jalapeno Ranch or something?
Which they don't taste like anything but regular peanuts.
Because they're 2.5 years old. Those were in the shed.
They're really, really.
They went through extreme summers and extreme colds.
I am literally eating these because I'm about ready to gnaw my own arm off.
Yeah, these were gifts.
I have snacks.
We need to have snacks in here.
I have snacks.
Cindy with the snack save.
Oh, you know what a good snack is that we discovered?
What?
What are they called?
Oreos?
Wild protein chips.
Wild protein chips. So you're going to be like, what? So you go to the health food section in Giant, you know, and there's an aisle that's got like chips. Yeah. And, you know, they're all like, you know, veggie chips and this chip and that chickpeas and all this, you know, not real potato chips. Maybe there's some real potato chips in there. I don't know. But one of them is called Wild. W-I-L-D-E, right? Well, she's not listening. And so W-I-L is Wild, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they're made
like
out
Oscar Wilde.
I think so. And they're made out of chicken.
They're the best things ever.
Out of chicken?
Chicken. Now imagine you take chicken.
3 ingredients.
Okay, this is how I'm imagining that they're made. You take chicken. You get the bones out. You just take the meat. You just grind it, mince it, mush it all up.
This is not helping.
Then you dehydrate it.
Don't listen to them. They're chips and
you form them into
chips.
You form them into chip form and throw some bone broth in there.
Oh,
They're fantastic. I'm telling they're wonderful. No, and here's the thing, Cindy, I noticed. Well, if you have a mouthful of them and you take a little bit of water, they reanimate. Not reanimate.
What?
But they
What?
rehydrate.
What?
Not helping.
What is happening right now?
That's not what I meant. They reanimate, and then you got a whole bunch of chickens in your mouth. And they're like, hey, what the hell?
All right, so I don't have snacks, Bethany. Sorry.
Yeah, we do have to get some snacks. Right
Okay,
now.
Debbie.
How about one day after work? Well, you're still doing this over at Debbie's, I think. But and Cindy and I are going to come here one day after work and organize that back room. Because what I'm getting a standing desk. I'm going to get a standing desk for that desk there, and I want to put that desk in the other corner, and I want to make better use of that room. I also want to paint it.
Are you still going blue?
I think I want to do that. Yeah, some kind of. Well, I want a neutral color, but not gray. This is black. I don't want gray in there. I want some kind of neutral blue, maybe, or something. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Just
Point
not
is,
yellow.
No. Oh, yellow is disgusting.
You know that they found that more serial killers had yellow bedrooms as children than any other color.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What about their kitchens? What color were their kitchens?
That was not on the thing I read, so I'm not sure.
I never understood a yellow kitchen. What? Kitchens? Serial killers' bedrooms, Chris, were yellow. Where'd you hear that?
So
is that on Mindhunter?
No. So my cousin Heidi is
a serial killer?
No. Mm-hmm. Not that I know of. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm still alive. And we've hung out quite a bit.
That's right.
Mine was yellow for some time.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I knew it.
Run, Matt.
I'm going to be on that Killer Women show.
Hide the knives.
Oh, all right. So go ahead. Katie?
No, Heidi. She's a therapist for kids that have been arrested for violent crimes.
Okay.
And so she does a lot of research on this stuff. And one of the things that she discovered was yellow bedrooms.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like a large percentage of them, or?
Out of all the colors, that was the largest percentage.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we all know, ladies and gentlemen, if your children have yellow bedrooms, go to Sherwin-Williams tomorrow, mention addressing Gettysburg, and they'll say, who? And, and get some paint and repaint your children's walls if they're yellow.
You want to be a psychotic human? Here's some yellow paint.
Yellow's just an ugly color anyway.
No, it's not. It's happy in springtime and flowers and daffodils.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't think in a room. All right, like a sunroom maybe, or like a kitchen that has like one of those.
You just said you didn't understand it in kitchens.
No. But now, no. Let me finish. A kitchen that has like one of those little alcoves with like the windows, like a bay window or something, where there's a lot of light coming in. Maybe that little part. Thank you, breakfast nook. Maybe that part can be yellow.
Don't
whole
help him,
kitchen.
Cindy.
No, I don't. My sister used to have a yellow kitchen.
Right. But I do.
Where do your loyalties actually lie,
So
Cindy?
I will say though, I like a yellow kitchen. I do.
Boy.
Never had one.
Because it's bright and sunshiny. That's how a kitchen should be.
I think I'll go for a walk outside now. The summer sun's calling my name.
Ba-dum-bum.
Sunshine day. You know that's okay.
I do, but I don't know the words.
All right, that's fine. I don't either, except for that verse
Part
that
right there.
That
That whole verse I just sang. I don't know any of the song except for that whole song I just sang.
I hear you now. Just gotta get something. Hey.
Here comes the sun.
All right. Anyway.
Okay.
Let's do this. Let's go take a
On
break.
a break
We've
and
got
reset
I
our
can
lives.
see our guest is pacing in the back. He's already getting annoyed, and so we're gonna let him come in and tell us whatever the hell it is that he does.
That's
right. There's a lot of things. Got a lot of bullet points here. So let's see what he really does. Right after these words, ladies and gentlemen, the great Chris Morano. Coming right at you. We'll be right back.
Want to promote your Gettysburg business? Send an email to sales@addressinggettysburg.com.
He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. Its truth is marching on.
Movies and documentaries about history are spread out across the internet, and their quality is often suspect. History Fix delivers curated historic programming to your preferred device using their website or branded apps. Join History Fix for movies, documentaries, short films, and how-tos. Addressing Gettysburg podcast fans receive 20% off their first annual subscription. So what are you waiting for? Sign up at www.historyfix.com and use promo code ADGBURG. That's ADGBURG.
Want the freshest cup of coffee in Gettysburg? Then visit Bantam Roasters, formerly 82 Cafe at 82 Steinway Avenue. They roast all of their coffee in-house, and they have a full coffee bar to keep you caffeinated during your trip. Visit them at www.raggededgerc.com for their menu and shipping options for all of their freshly roasted coffee. Use promo code Hancock for 10% off your order in the cafe.
This episode of Addressing Gettysburg is brought to you in part by me, audiobook narrator Mike Scott. Narrator of Savis Beattie's Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley Campaign of 1864, and Unlike Anything That Ever Floated, the Monitor and Virginia and the Battle of Hampton Roads. If you are an author or publisher interested in having your titles produced as audiobooks, or even just in learning more about the process, give me a shout. You can find my contact info on my website, MikeScottVoice.com. That's MikeScottVoice.com.
And Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg campaign turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit civilwartrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own.
Engaging with our complicated past helps us understand there is no them, there's only us, even when we disagree and are divided. For nearly 50 years, my films have explored American stories. I'm honored to announce that I will return to Gettysburg with my colleagues for a festival of screenings, conversations, and events that look at where we've been, where we are, and most important, of course, where we are going.
You're listening to the Addressing Gettysburg podcast with Matt Callery.
Seems like we haven't seen you in forever. Welcome back to Addressing Gettysburg Today. Here's Matt.
Hi, everybody. Oh, sorry.
That was rude.
I wasn't even saying hi to you. I was saying hi to the audience first, and then I was going to go back to you. But anyway, Bethany, we have somebody here who is what we call stellar. No, I'm just kidding. We have Chris Morano with us. Chris Morano, he is a realtor with Keller Williams here in Gettysburg. He is the president of the Civil War Chronicles, where he provides and oversees factual information and content about all things Civil War. Civil War Chronicles is an organization dedicated to the education and enlightenment of the Civil War. He's a music teacher, specializing in guitar lessons and recording principles. Yeah. So if you ever want to record your principal at school, he'll give you a lesson on how. He's a songwriter, producer of music. He's a retired railroad mechanic.
Which we need to talk about because I happen to run a place called the Railroad Station.
And an amateur photographer, and of course, most importantly, a professional bachelor. Chris Morano, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, guys.
Chris, move over this way a little bit more so you're in your shot there. Okay, perfect.
That better?
That's great. Chris, now we've known you a while. Actually, you and I have known each other, not realizing that we've known each other for a couple years.
Yeah.
We keep bumping into each other on the battlefield, you with your dog.
Yes.
Now I have a dog, but I haven't taken her out there and bumped into you yet. But usually it's just me and, we're at some kind of something and then there you are. And then we go, are you stalking me? Are you stalking me?
Right.
And then we get into a little Robert De Niro in the mirror thing.
Yeah.
And
it works with the accent.
It does.
You're talking to me.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
Wow. And then, go pack your cat and have it yad,
Oh, no, don't go there yet.
So, but anyway, you love Gettysburg, but you're not from here.
Not from here.
I wouldn't have picked up on that.
Nothing would have given that away.
No, the accent that we've been talking about for the past.
That wouldn't have tipped you off.
Celtics hat, maybe.
Nice
I heard a snort.
Beautiful, Ben.
I heard
that was
snort.
a nice one. All right, so let's go back. We're gonna run around here. You retired railroad mechanic.
Yeah.
So you used to fix trains or the tracks?
The trains themselves. Yeah.
The trains themselves.
I was a brake specialist. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you still have all your fingers.
I do. Okay. There's so many funny stories, but one is the one that I smashed this index finger. I'm a guitar player, so smashing your entire index finger with a 75-pound steel D-rail that fell on it, it smashed so bad like 2 days before a show that I was playing.
Oh.
And I went to my doctor, and I said, listen, I can't not cancel the show. But I'm telling you, if this touched it, it would be like massive pain.
Yeah.
It was that bad. He said, well, and it was like screaming pain. When it happened, my foreman just said, there I saw you like running down the tracks in pain, screaming and swearing.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. So I was rushed to the hospital. It smashed the bone inside the index finger. I couldn't touch anything. So the doctor says, the only thing I can give you is Percocet for this. So I took one, and it did nothing.
Wow.
Right? Now, the guys in my band are all like, oh, you're going to be fine. It was a lot of people there that night. It was a Halloween show is what it was. There was like 800 people party. We're playing everything. Took one, did nothing. Took two, did nothing. Okay. I'm like, I can't even move my finger to touch the guitar string, right? Of course, the whole band is egging me on, take a third, take a third. I took a third, and you could have dropped another derail on my head, and I would.
Really?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have cared. Yeah.
The 3 was the magic number.
3 was the
for
magic
you.
number. It was just normal.
How'd you feel the next day?
I felt perfectly fine.
How'd your finger feel?
Terrible.
Yeah.
It went back to how it felt.
Yeah.
It was an amazing thing.
But did you hurt it worse because you were playing on a numbed finger?
No.
Really?
No, it wasn't like that. It had to just get wrapped, and then it stayed wrapped for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. But that was a railroad story about fingers and stuff. But I saw a guy get his arm blown off by that was
by what?
A 480 volt electric cable attaching one railroad car to the other.
Really?
And he pulled it out while the car was still alive. And yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Understatement of the year.
And it just took his arm off.
It did. It took his arm right off at the singeing. It shocked him. You could see a lightning bolt go through him.
Really?
And his arm was dangling.
That's no joke working on the railroad.
No, you could get hurt.
Yeah.
No,
I
you really
understand. Have you ever seen anybody get run over?
Well, okay. So part of my job as a car inspector was when somebody, we call it a suicide train or an accident, when you would have one of these deals, I would have to go out and inspect it. And with a book like that looked just like this, actually, with the lines, I'd have to fill out what had happened on which car. you know? And I went, and I worked the midnight shift for 15 of the 18 years that I worked on there.
No.
So I'm out there and I've got the lantern and I'm looking around and, there's stuff in there, flesh and blood. It looked like someone just took a can of red paint and just would, so it was everywhere. So you have to write that, and then you go underneath and you find bits of clothing, and you have to write it all in, and then
So you got to like have a detailed report about everything you're seeing.
I got the detailed report and I had to write that out, but then it had to go to a laborer who had the fun of cleaning it. That wasn't my
right.
But that was, I had okay, car number 112 has to go to the shop so they can get underneath it and clean that thing.
Oh,
yeah, that was
what a nightmare.
Oh, well, it was really bad for the conductors.
Person who got hit by the train.
No, it's not for him, obviously, but maybe good for him or her. Maybe that's what they wanted in the first place. A lot of them did.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see people achieve their dreams.
They wanted, you know what I mean? They care. It's like the easiest way. But the engineers had to go through counseling after stuff like that because in a train like that, not the big locomotive, but the car at the end acts like a locomotive and it goes the other way. So there's an engineer on that side.
Right.
Now he's face to face with that guy or gal in the tracks that wants to get hurt. Right.
Right.
So having them look at you this close before that happens.
Yeah, no, that's.
Oh man, I have had some talks with.
And
those
if it's
guys.
at night and the lights from the train are like putting them in the spotlight, it's burned into your mind. It's got to be right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And at first they would only give like an engineer like two personal days or something ridiculous for something like that. And then it started to get more and more as people became to be conscious about people's feelings and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you saw all that blood and guts like practically splash at you. We're going to give you 2 days off.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed unbalanced there for a bit. But that's just, there's so many railroad things that just crazy.
What is like the worst thing that you can remember? Is it the story that you just told about?
Yeah, that was bad. The guy getting rushed to the hospital with that, me getting hurt there. But there was just crazy things. Working on the midnight shift, you saw some ladies of the evening take their people to the trains because they're on the track.
Because they're abandoned.
And they're abandoned. They think no one's on there. It was just crazy stuff like that, too.
Really?
Yeah. It
was God.
Yeah, it was
so, and you did that for how many years?
18.
18 years. But you've done a lot of things, though, Chris.
Yeah, I put myself through college. I lost both my parents when I was real young, a teenager. And it was like literally that year after losing my father, and while I was in high school, I said, what's the best job I could get? And I walked right into an office in South Boston, and I said, I need a job. And they're like, well, who do you know? And I'm like, no one. I just need a job. He's like, if you could be here at 7:00 in the morning, we'll let you clean cars, So I did that for like 2 years before they made me a mechanic.
Really?
So that was my, high school years. Yeah.
So, I'm guessing that you had a natural inclination towards mechanics, No. So you were not good with your hands.
I am not mechanically inclined.
Really?
No, I am really not. If my own car breaks down, I'm in trouble.
Really?
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. It was all train stuff that I was trained.
But you could change the brakes on a train.
Yes.
You couldn't do it on your car.
No. I
really?
Yeah, really. I could change guitar strings if that makes me mechanical, but no.
I could do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
jerk could do that.
That's true.
No, but
she can't do it. But she's not a jerk. No. So all right. So you do that for 18 years.
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
Well, I put myself through college during those years too. I got a scholarship to Berklee College of Music in Boston. I was playing a lot of classical and jazz guitar and doing things. And I had a teacher that asked me to make a tape of this thing that I was playing. So I just did. I made a tape in my own recording studio, makeshift little recording studio, and gave him the tape. I didn't think anything of it. And then one day, my sister's mother-in-law calls me and says, "Congratulations, Christopher. We're all so proud of you." I'm like, "What are you even talking about?" She's like, "The scholarship to Berklee. It's in the newspaper." I'm like, "What are you even talking about?" Like, I didn't apply for any scholarship to Berklee or anything like that. Yeah. So she goes, "Well, you need to go down to the store and grab the newspaper that I'm looking at right now because it describes you. It tells." So I'm like,
a picture.
I could. There wasn't a picture.
Oh man.
But there was. there was an article about it, and I was like confused by it really. But it was like 2 days later, the school calls me up and says, "Congratulations." I said, "I know, I heard all about it. It was in the newspaper." And they go, "Oh, that wasn't supposed to be released for another few days." But I was
really,
like, yeah. So that happened.
So it made it into the paper that you got into the Berklee School of Music.
It did.
Wow.
Because it was associated with the scholarship. And or something like that, and that's why I made the paper for some reason.
You know, my local paper had an article when I moved down here. They said, finally, he's gone.
Yeah, like we're released from the asylum into Gettysburg.
With apologies to Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Wow. Well, it's good to know that your hometown loved you. Yeah. So, okay. So then you go to music school.
Yeah.
And guitar was your primary instrument?
It was my primary instrument.
Right.
Yeah, they make you play piano, but that was my primary instrument. Yeah.
Piano is a lovely instrument, though.
It's lovely. I've been saying that word all the time because of a friend of mine. Constantly, I got to get that out of my vocabulary.
The word lovely?
Yeah, I need a new adjective quickly.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What? Why? What's wrong with it?
It's just awesome.
Lovely. It's lovely.
What do you say awesome in your accent?
I say wicked awesome a lot.
If you say it that way, then yeah, it's bad. But you know,
do you suddenly become British when you say lovely?
Lovely.
Does Sam Elliott sound like a silly nanny when he says it in Gettysburg?
Lovely.
Right.
Lovely.
Oh,
No,
that's good.
it's different.
He says it in Gettysburg?
He does. He says lovely.
Lovely. Got the best damn ground around,
Says
best damn
lovely?
ground around, and all he's hitting me with is 2 brigades. Lovely.
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 Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
See? He's watched it before.
I mean, I've watched it a bajillion times.
You
I
need
don't
to watch
remember
it
the lovely part.
It's up in the cupola. He's looking with the binoculars.
I remember the other things he says that you said.
Anyone heard from General Reynolds yet?
They're all fagged out.
Yeah. My men and horses are all fagged out. He's got that voice. I was watching 1883.
Yes. I haven't seen it yet, but
oh, really?
Haven't seen a lick of it.
See, now I get mixed reviews on this one here. Now, I liked it ultimately, but it was literally one of those series where I had to wait to the end to decide if I even liked any of it.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Okay.
It does.
Okay.
And I had a feeling very early on, because the opening scene is like the main character, the girl,
Antietam or something like that.
No. It's early. It's early in the series, but it's the opening scene it starts towards the end. It starts at the beginning of the last chapter of the. You know how they do that? They'll start at the end and then they'll work their way up to the end.
And so you're super confused.
And
so you keep watching.
Well, they're letting you know.
That's a technique.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're letting you know that something bad's going to happen.
Right.
But you don't know how that's going to end.
For 9
shows. So yeah, for 9 episodes, you got it. Now, I figured it out like within one, why they showed us that and what's going to happen. And I figured out the whole thing. Like I said to my friend, I was like, all right, I know what, you know what? No, I'm sure. Okay. Spoiler alert. Oh no, you haven't seen it at all.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. I don't want
either.
to. All right.
All I know is that Antietam is they show a scene with the Dunker Church.
Yeah.
So I'm all in. I can't wait to see it because of that. But
Tom Hanks plays, was it Green or Mead? He's supposed to play one of them. Yeah. And
I believe I heard that.
It's an all right scene. And I got to say that Tim McGraw is pretty good, although he's had more plastic surgery than Joan Rivers, and it looks like it. Oh,
really?
Yeah. Oh, my God. He looks like Madonna at the Grammys.
They look like it.
Why do they do that? Oh, it's terrible.
I haven't seen him in years.
It is. Why do they do that?
I don't know. It doesn't look better.
Doesn't. It's just
they make it doesn't even make him. It doesn't make him look older. Doesn't make them look younger.
No.
It makes them look alien.
Freakish.
Yeah, freakish.
It does. There's nothing. It's the Mickey Rourke thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like he looked like an alien. I mean, it was just so bad.
But you know what it is when they do that? Here's my theory, my psychoanalysis. They're showing you how ugly they feel by putting it on, by getting their face contorted in that way. So when you see Madonna looking like the thing from
her
Saw,
soul. That's her soul.
That's her. Yeah.
That was deep.
Yeah.
Deep thoughts, but
yeah. Because there's no need to do it. Like you're set, you know. Madonna, for example.
Yeah.
You're Madonna.
What does she care?
What do you care?
Yeah.
Like you've done it all.
I mean, to come out looking like that, wasn't she mad at someone?
There was something
herself. God, I don't know, somebody.
There were other things I would, if I were Madonna, I would have worked on. Like she has some.
Oh, but she's 70,000 years old.
But I wouldn't have messed with this.
No, she always had a pretty face. I always thought she had a pretty face.
Oh, she's beautiful.
So I have a Madonna story.
You met Madonna?
I have met Madonna.
Go ahead, tell it.
Okay. So
I don't know why this became the Madonna show.
It just did just now.
Go ahead.
Coming to Gettysburg.
No, it's not. It's not that. But I was playing a show in New York City back in 2004, and my band had won this #1 funk song on this college channel, right? And so can you come to New York City and play Kenny's Castaway in the Village and play that song 3 times because it's a funny song, right? So we're yeah, but we live in Albany. I was living in Albany at the time. And I said, yeah, we could go down there. We're we'll put you up at the Waldorf Hotel. You play at Kenny's, all this stuff. So the band packs up. We go down to New York City. I'm in the Waldorf Hotel. I've got my guitars all on the bed. They're all tuned up. I'm ready to do my show. But I'm I just need a breath of fresh air. I'm a little nervous. I want to go out into the city. They had the blue police horses blocking off the streets in New York City, blue and white.
The sawhorses.
Sawhorses.
Yeah, not the actual horse. Because I'm picturing, I didn't know they painted the horses.
That's what they call them. Sawhorses.
Sawhorses. Okay, yeah.
So I'm following this. I heard another snort, and that wasn't
That was me. That was
him.
me.
You guys snort a lot.
We're a big snorting group here, yeah.
We love. Too bad cocaine's out of fashion.
We all have deviated septums.
I have a double deviated septum.
Really?
I do. That's why my face looks like this. It's horrible.
Oh, well, it's apparently working for you, so
no,
don't do anything.
I can't breathe through my nose. It's terrible.
I know, you
double
can hear
deviated.
It.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Anyway, Madonna.
Following the blue and white sawhorses through the city, and I'm just walking. The streets are all shut down, and all of a sudden I see a horse walking, a white horse.
Oh,
an actual horse.
An actual white horse walking, with a woman on, and 2 handlers and some police behind her and everything. And I'm just walking up to her with no one. I'm unencumbered at this point.
Right.
So I'm walking. I look up. I'm like, oh my God, you're Madonna.
Really?
Yeah. And she goes, oh, she goes, yeah, what's going on? I'm like, first thing that comes to my mind, of course, my band is playing in the Village. You got to come and see us. Like she's going to come. She goes, that's where I got my start, was in the Village. You're playing tonight at the Village? I said, yeah. Next thing I know, I'm having a conversation with Madonna. She's up on her horse. I'm down.
Of course, on her high horse.
On her high horse, literally. And she's like, really? You're playing at Kenny's tonight? I'm like, yeah.
The supermarket?
I will try to come down there and see you guys tonight. I'm like, really? Now the police are like, sir, you have to move out. Yeah. So it was a quick conversation with Madonna. But I move away and I'm like, really? Thanks, Madonna. Oh my God, I flew back to my hotel.
Thanks, Madonna.
Thanks, Madonna.
Thank you. You guys, you're not going to believe who I just talked to, Madonna. No one would believe me.
Yeah.
I was like, I just met Madonna in the middle of the streets. Yeah. And I'm telling, she could come to our show tonight. I'm like telling everyone this, yeah, right. Show happens. Madonna doesn't show up.
Oh, what a shock.
Of course not. Right. Madonna doesn't show up. But we all get back to our hotel room later that night.
Now that's where she showed up.
No, that's what I was, right? You wish. It was not that kind of story,
you wish.
Unfortunately. Yeah. At that time, she was recognizable at least. But so we're all in our hotel room and watching the David Letterman show. Madonna comes on to David Letterman on a white horse. And I told everyone about the phone's popping off the thing. Oh my God, we're lying. I was like, yeah, I was going to make that story up.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, that's a good imagination. Madonna comes in on a white horse and you just have a conversation with her.
Quick, but yeah, but still, yeah.
Isn't it amazing how you can run into famous people and
it was funny.
At least you knew who she was. Every time I've ever run into a famous person and I wasn't prepared to be running into a famous person, I know them, but I don't know why I know them, and so I act like we're friends because I'm assuming we are, but I know them from TV. They don't know me.
Right.
That's right. Hey, Elaine.
Who's the most?
It's actually Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
What's up, Elaine? Rock that dance movie guy.
Oh, that's got to be the most annoying thing in the world. When somebody with a Boston accent comes up to you and does that.
It's just annoying anyway.
No, it's got to be the most annoying thing in the world when somebody comes up to you and calls you by your character's name and then wants you to do something like the Elaine dance.
Yeah. Oh my.
Could you imagine how
to live that way?
Just it ruins
with
your life.
Millions and gazillions of dollars.
Right. You poor thing. You've been around the visitor center and around town and around the different museums that the foundation runs.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the most famous person that you've seen that you didn't know? Like you just described, like you recognized them, but they were out of context, so you didn't realize they were a famous person.
Well, the first time it ever happened was Garrison Keillor when he came for Dedication Day.
Yeah, before they ruined him.
I knew this person, but
Right.
I was just new to the foundation.
So wait a second. You knew Garrison Keillor by sight?
Yeah.
And how old were you at the time?
29.
29.
Yeah.
And you knew Garrison Keillor by sight?
I'm old.
Really? I mean, yeah. I mean, I know him kind of by sight.
Well, I thought it
I
was
know him
our
by voice better.
I had just started. I was like 2 months into the foundation, and I had just met the Dan Bringman, who was our CFO at the time, but I didn't remember what he looked like, and I'm like, this must be him because he's coming in the back way. And so I was like, hey, how are you doing? What's new? Da, 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 da. And then I'm like, that's not Dan Bringman.
No,
That's
it was Garrison Keillor. Yeah.
Wrong person.
He's like, hi, Ironclad. I'm trying to remember a line that he had in Ken Burns.
He just went, hi, and then walked past me. And I was like, that wasn't Dan Bringman.
He's got a great voice. He's a great storyteller, Garrison Keillor. The way he tells stories and his voice is really good. He's not on anymore, though. Prairie Home Companion, correct?
Prairie Home Companion.
Yeah.
He wasn't very good at that dedication day either.
No?
Mm-mm.
Why?
He read the whole thing, and it was just very disjointed. It was kind of like...
Is that when he was being Me Too'd?
No, that was way before.
It was before it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, all right. So then let's see the other thing here. So okay, here's something though. Chris, you and Cindy go blow to blows. You guys really get into it.
It's a situation.
Yeah, my girlfriend, Cindy. It is a situation, right? Right. You what?
No.
What is that about? Does she pick on you or
She picks on me.
She picks on you.
I feel like she's very mean.
Wait, what?
She's very nice.
Go ahead. Hit the thing.
I don't pick on you.
No, she doesn't pick on
Who do you pick?
I don't pick
Oh, you don't pick on? I mean, because it kind of seems like you do.
Thank you. I'm being nice.
No, I mean, like you'll say hi to her and then
she'll go, screw you.
No, well, she doesn't.
In your
No,
accent.
she'll give you a look. Sin, come in
She
here, and
doesn't.
then you
She
can
doesn't
you
do
can.
that.
How that goes.
What? Come in here. No. It's okay. Come on in, Cindy. Bring yourself in here, and you could tell us all.
You're in trouble now.
Yeah.
I'm getting warm. Just getting worried.
I mean, she beats you up. I'm not gonna let you come around. You can come around here.
I beat you up.
I never said that.
I beat you up?
No, I never said that.
No,
I
no.
just
All right.
have
So
fear of-
you do like to pick on him, though. You have to sit down or squat down or something. So, there you go. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my
I'm just kidding.
God.
All right.
I think that
let's see.
should
There
turn
we go.
this not live anymore.
So, all right. But you guys do like to joke around. She will give you a hard time. What is that about, Sin? Tell me what is it. What is it? Look at that face.
It's the kind of face you want to smash.
Exactly.
It's the deviated septum,
Bethany looks at
right?
the face and she
Thanks
falls
a
in
lot.
love.
You see? This is what I mean. I shouldn't have said anything. No. It's
Bethany
the
looks at the
face.
face and falls in love. You look at the face and you want to pounce.
Smash.
No, she
Not
wants to smash. You,
I want to punch.
she wants to punch.
No, I'm only kidding.
No. So
But I'm
what
not.
is it that is so infuriating about that face?
I don't know.
She just wants to kill me.
I mean,
Yeah.
Chris is a fun-loving guy, right?
Sure.
Not really.
Right?
I don't love fun.
No.
What did you
He's-
think?
I don't know.
What did you think about his story about the train yard, working in the trains, and his finger, and the guy losing his arm?
Well,
that was
the
a
guy-
disarming story, wasn't it?
Oh.
Somebody said
That was from the comments.
It was
Yeah.
from the comments.
Who was that? I forget.
I know.
dreadful.
Don't you know what? Don't blurt it out when I steal one of their lines. Don't blurt it out
sorry.
right away, guys.
was
I mean,
Chris.
Jesus.
I
Give me at
apologize.
least a minute
Who
to
was
think
it?
I
It
came
was
up with that on my own.
Chris.
It was Chris Frixius.
Good line, Chris.
Yes, it was a good one, Chris. Thank you. All right, now go ahead. So you were saying?
I don't really know what to say about that, but
Chris
I think
Morano,
that it was.
big pain in the ass, you said?
Yeah.
In the notes here, it
Comment.
says Chris Morano, realtor, and pain in the balls.
Yes.
That's what you said right there.
Yep.
And no, it doesn't say that. I'm just kidding.
It
No,
really
actually,
does,
she was very
It was-
excited to get you on, Chris. Because remember, we bumped into you at lunch.
And you haven't even talked about Civil War Chronicles.
Well, we're going to get there.
Well, that's why I wanted him to come on, because otherwise, we don't need to hear about the rest of it.
See what I'm saying, though?
Okay. All right, well, then let's get to Civil War Chronicles. No, thank you very much, then.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
We've got all the shop objects.
Listen, next time, whenever you're nervous, just give me a signal and I'll protect you from her. Don't worry.
All right, thanks. I appreciate
Is the
that.
signal, hey, there's a knife in my back. Can you please get it out of there?
She's got a knife.
Yeah. She's a knife and a grudge.
Now, the Civil War Chronicles, though, it's an organization dedicated to the education and enlightenment of the Civil War.
Civil War stuff.
How did you start that? When did you start that? You started alone? Did you have people helping you? Tell me now.
When did your nerdiness develop?
When did your nerdiness develop? When did you get into the Civil War? Trains. You're working in trains.
Yeah.
And then you're going to the Berkeley School of Music. And then somewhere along the line, the Civil War gets in there. How does it get in the mix?
It's an interesting story.
Was it the Civil War miniseries?
No. It was not the North and the South.
Was it the North? Was it Patrick Swayze?
He just.
I knew it.
Was it Patrick Swayze's feathered hairdo plumed hat? Go.
It was his hairdo.
Yes.
North and South.
No, go ahead. Tell me, where did it start for you?
Jonathan Steele's book was on the Blue and Gray was on my uncle's shelf while I was going to college, and I used to borrow it from him every time. I was writing a lot of songs at the time, and what I would do is read all this stuff about the different battles. It kind of chronicalizes the Civil War in terms of battles and everything. I just couldn't get over the numbers and some of the stories and everything, and I started to kind of like just bury little things about it into my songs, and then that kind of started. But I was just fascinated with this one book. I read it cover to cover a couple of times, and then I started going to the Boston Public Library. Boston Public Library was right across the street from where I worked, so I was there an awful lot, and I got so wrapped into the Civil War that, and then Ken Burns' film, a documentary came out. By that time, I was just already hooked. I was a member at the Lynn GAR. I was trying to help them raise money to keep that building going. Things like that I was just getting involved with. Every vacation that I took was spent in Gettysburg.
Really?
As
everyone
it should be.
And
For all of those
I was so lame. Really, if I knew I was going to live here, I would have went to freaking New Zealand or something. I would have.
But how did you know? I mean, how would you know?
Who you're talking to?
I know.
Yeah, I know. You guys are Gettysburg.
We all did that.
Most people go, why would you go there? What are you there to see grass grow? Oh, what
yeah.
are you going to...
You know what? Yes, tell them yes so that they don't fall in love with it and ruin it.
I'm like, yeah, there's no space for you.
Honestly, do you agree? I know you're a
Except
realtor.
unless you want to buy a house, yeah.
I know you're a realtor, and this kind of is counter intuitive for you, but I think you'll agree with me when I say the following. People need to stop moving here now that I'm here because they're ruining it. There's too many developments going up. Do you know what the deal is with those solar farms up north in Strabane Township? Is that for that old-timers community? It is?
Amblebrook, I think.
Oh, that's awful. That is awful.
Well,
I'm sorry, Amblebrookers.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
I think.
Solar laws.
No, I heard that too.
There's state laws that change.
Yeah.
Maryland already had a law change where I believe one of my best friends is in solar, so he killed me for not knowing this, but I believe it's 50 yards from the road. Like when you go to Antietam, have you ever noticed this? You're on your way to Antietam. Look over to your left, and there's a solar farm right.
Huge.
It's huge, right? And that seems like really close to the road, doesn't it? To me, I would
50
say
yards isn't
50
far.
50 yards is not far.
It should be 50 yards and a line of evergries in that 50-yard space. Like they should be required to put evergreens up. It's the ugliest.
I agree.
It's so ugly.
I mean, I hate to agree with them, but I
wouldn't.
You know,
I mean, what can I say? When you're right, you're right, guys. When you're right, you're right. But seriously, when it's so ugly, and the farmland around here is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And whoever allowed that just sold us out. Like I think it's so horrendously ugly. And
but
go ahead.
But it may be ugly, but there's a purpose to it. It's like anything. If you're a farmer and you have that land and soy is not cutting it anymore.
No, I get it.
You're going to eventually say
you go where the money is.
You do.
And
you do. And eventually,
you,
it's tough. It's tough for them because they got to make money some way and sell it. Now, when they sell to a solar company that buys part of their land.
Yeah.
They make residual.
I know they do.
Crazy.
No, believe me. And listen, I'm just jealous that I don't have farmland that I could sell to solar companies. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But I don't want to be looking at it out my window either, and I live right on a farm.
Sure.
So,
of course.
Yeah.
No, but all right, back to the Civil War Chronicles. Okay. So you're in love with Gettysburg. You visit here every chance you get. Okay. And then where do you get the idea for the Civil War Chronicles?
That just came to me when me and a friend of mine, I was a producer in a recording studio in New York, and I was all jazzed. I was like, after looking for houses here for 6-8 years, seriously looking at houses for that long, I was like, I'm doing it. I'm finally moving. He's like, what are you going to do? Start like Civil War Chronicles or something? And I go, yeah, I just might freaking do that. What do you think? So I did it. And next thing I knew, I was like, but I want to make it just not opinionated kind of thing. I wanted to stay with the fact.
Without praise or censure, as we say.
Kind of, yeah, very much so. Because there are sites for that, and there are people that do all that too and everything. And I get that. But I liked the, what I really liked was a guy who used to do like a daily, this day in Civil War history, and he would have that kind of go. So I want to do that, but I want to, he has like 3 things that happened that day, and I would be cool with that. But I wanted to like kind of jump into one of those events, kind of thing per day.
Mm-hmm.
That was the idea, and I started to do that by myself. It got overwhelming. Thank God for my cousin Andrea Quinn, who's an author now, and a Barlow author. She's going to be published here and in the Gettysburg magazine, which is exciting. She helps me out with this a lot, and so does a guy named Lee McGinnis, who's a reenactor historian. We're talking about heavy-duty Civil War nerds here, and they really are cool about it because they help me just to provide the content. They'll provide content. We'll okay it. We'll look it over, and boom, we just put it out there. And like I said, it's very just kind of factual stuff. It's not really. We were going to kind of dive in originally and do little shorts where I was doing a lot of voice acting, and I was going to like narrate little shorts of what happened at the Devil's Den and all that kind of stuff. And I did even a few of them, but I never really thought that was the way to go because it took too much time. Was, between the editing, I was doing the music for it. So I put together a short, and I would do all the filmography, right? Do all the filmography. Then I would write the script. Then I would narrate the script. Then I would create music bed for it myself on the piano and whatever in the studio. And then I do that. I go, oh my God, like a month has gone by and I'm already sick of this thing.
And it's for how many minutes?
It's like 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And I was like, you know what? Let's just stick to what we started with the factual based, what happened on this day, who was born today, that kind of stuff.
And the other problem is if you did that and it caught on, then you'd have to keep doing it.
Yes.
And if you're not getting enough revenue from it, in other words, you have to do other jobs in order to make your ends meet.
Yeah.
Or you're not independently wealthy and you don't have the time to devote for the passion of it.
Yeah.
You can't sustain it. And so then you just look like another failure who tried to start something and it went 4 episodes or 4 shorts or whatever, and then it was over with. I mean, I don't think people really understand. It's so easy for us to consume this stuff that I don't think people really understand how much work goes into producing it so that you can consume it by simply pressing play. Patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg.
Or how hard even just a podcast is.
That's,
I mean, like I didn't know
that's what I'm talking about. All this stuff.
Yeah,
is.
I didn't realize how much went into all of this until.
Right. I was just editing a That's What She Said yesterday, and it was one where you hit the marker a bunch of times.
Because I kept screwing up?
Yeah, well, yeah, you guys you screwed up 3 times or 2 times in the beginning, and then there was a point where Carolyn forgot what she was talking about, so you marked it so I can cut out the part of her trying to remember. And then there was another part where I don't know what the hell this was, but there was a water sound effect that just started playing. And everybody's like, what the hell is that?
That was your phone, sweetheart.
Why was my phone playing water?
Somebody sent you a video of the dog.
Oh, my dog.
Yeah.
But we recorded it before my...
No.
Oh, no, because it was the first time we were in here. Mm-hmm. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, it was nobody sent me a video. I was watching a video of Major in the reservoir when we took her to the reservoir. That's what it was. Okay. And I didn't realize that my Bluetooth was hooked into the board. Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, and we were all like,
yeah, it was like, what the hell's going on?
Why is there suddenly water running?
Right. So anyway, the Chronicles. Now it's people can find it on Facebook.
Yeah.
But also there's a website or no? Because I clicked the website and it didn't go.
No,
it's
no website.
You got rid of the website.
Got rid of
So there's a link on your Facebook page to a website that you should probably take down.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, so I have an idea. I don't want to say it on the air. I have an idea, and we'll talk about it in private. That I think might be a good thing.
Cross-pollination?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
type
right.
of a thing.
Yeah, I'm all about Gettysburg, man.
So, Civil War Chronicles on Facebook. Everybody go over to your Facebook accounts now and search for it if you don't follow it already. You got about 7,800 followers. Is that not true?
It's not. That is true.
How often are you posting on there?
I actually just plugged my friend's store up in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, called Civil War and More. Jim Schmick, he's a good friend of mine, and I just went up there. Like I'm up there a lot lately, up that way, and he has a wonderful store, and every book you could find on every subject in the Civil War, you could find it in his store. He's really a wonderful guy, and he has such a great, vast knowledge as well. And I encourage anyone to go up there. And even, you could be tooling through some books and find even a new topic on it that you didn't expect to want to bring home. And, yeah, he's got everything up there. So so to ask about the post, I just posted something about that today. Yeah. That kind of thing that, come up to his store and, he's a great guy. And good friend.
All right. Well, so go check him out over there. If you're looking for real estate in the area.
Yeah.
You need a card.
You don't have a card on you.
Please.
She just wants to look at your picture from 15 years ago.
It's from last summer.
Oh, it's not from last summer.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, that's not from last summer.
1,000%.
Pull up the. Wait, what? Turn the thing on. I can't hear you.
It's from last summer.
It is not.
Okay.
It's not.
My friend Beth took the picture for me last summer, and that's
how come I saw that picture first 2 summers ago.
I don't know.
It's super good. It's a super good picture.
I know.
She's a good photographer.
Oh,
make anyone look good.
It's those beautiful baby blues.
I took it home for Mom.
Oh my.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I was like, Mom, look at this.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh my. I got to pull that. That's funny.
Oh my.
I didn't say that.
Well, anyway, go over there, ladies and gentlemen, to Facebook.com and...
You're plugging Facebook, really?
No. What am I trying to say? Your Facebook page. And then also Keller Williams. He's with Keller Williams here in Gettysburg if you want to look for real estate. But, of course, that is for locals only. We are closed for new people coming in. And all those new developments that you're hearing about going up. No.
We want new people to buy houses.
Not new houses. We don't want new development. Come on. There's going to be no battlefield left. There's going to be no battlefield. Eventually, they're going to encroach. I'm telling you. The view sheds are going to be gone. These beautiful places that surround the national park are eventually going to be bought up with.
You're going to see more grass than ever before in 24.
We're not talking about what's in the shoebox in your closet. We're talking about.
That's different.
It's a deviated septum joke right there.
I have a license for that. No, really. Seriously, Chris, all the best to you with all this stuff. And I do want to talk about this idea that I have. And also, like we had talked about, and I hope you still want to do it, that you being a part of this show as well in a more regular basis, because we like you around here, and I like to watch Cindy beat you up, and I think it's funny. And
I'm happy to help. And
yeah, no, we gotta get together
I'm
one
hearing
day.
the cackling.
I know.
Every once in a while.
We gotta get lunch one day or something, you and I, and just like brainstorm some stuff.
Happy to help any way I can.
All right, good. And why is that funny?
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel so bad for him.
For who?
For Chris.
Why?
We pick on him so badly.
Oh, well, but he likes it. He likes it when you guys
really
pick
don't.
on him. Oh, you really don't?
No, I'm just
sorry.
I'm kidding.
Didn't mean
no,
to
I
hurt
get
your
thicker
feelings.
skin than that. Come on.
I would hope so. I mean, you're from Boston, right?
Exactly.
You guys are tough.
The only thing you can't do is insult my mother. And
No,
you're
no
fine.
one would ever insult your mother.
Exactly. Then it's, you know what I mean?
Mother.
Don't be disrespecting your mother.
Exactly.
Right.
Say mother again.
Mother again.
No. Say mother. My mother.
Do your microphones pick up the cackling?
sometimes.
No, I have a mic in there that's open.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's just...
the cackling.
I just want to point out that this is the first time that cackling has been addressed in my lifetime where I was not included in the cackling.
You weren't one of the cacklers.
I was not a cackler.
Well,
usually
it literally sounded like a cackle.
Accused of cackling.
No, it's just Debbie's jovial laugh. That's all. I was going to say Jevy's dobial laugh, but that wouldn't have been right.
And who's got the grass in the shoebox now?
All right, well, we're going to take a break and be right back after these words with some exciting news and other things. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen.
Been craving a Hot Pocket or a bag of popcorn? Now's the time to go and get it. You got 5 to 8 minutes, so don't be late. We'll be right back.
Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
If you're a lover of history, then go to trhistorical.com. There you'll find apparel, drinkware, decor, and more featuring a wide range of interests from the ancient world to the Cold War. Looking to make an impression with the perfect gift? Well, TR Historical now offers gift cards and a vintage wrapping service for a truly unique presentation. And our listeners will receive 10% off plus free shipping in the U.S. when you use promo code GBERG1863. So go to trhistorical.com, TR Historical, for the love of history.
Think outside the bus and let family-owned Gettysburg Tours take you on a cycling journey across the picturesque and historic Gettysburg battlefield. There's no better way than by bicycle to gain a feel for the terrain of the battlefield. Slow enough to see it all, yet fast enough to do it all. Follow the route of Union troops entering the fray as you ride to the site of the first shots of this epic 3-day battle. Feel the drama as you put yourself in the position of a Confederate soldier just before he steps off to make Pickett's charge. Take a stand with the heroic Colonel Chamberlain on the slopes of Little Round Top, just before you view the fields of honor beneath you from its summit. All of our guides are officially licensed by the National Park Service. So don't get a sore neck trying to see out of your car, and saddle up with Gettysburg Tours for a 360-degree view of America's most important piece of real estate. Gettysburg Tours. Think outside the bus. Go to gettysburg.com or call 717-752-7752 to book a battlefield experience you will never forget.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Have you noticed our revamped website at addressinggettysburg.com? Well, that's the fine work of a man named Mike Stretch, and he also redid our logo for us. Both of them I originally designed, and both of them were originally horrible, but now they're nice, and that's all thanks to Mike. Mike has an awesome t-shirt company called Heritage Depot. There you'll find great designs based on Gettysburg and the Civil War with t-shirts and other types of merchandise. So go to heritage-depot.com and spruce up your Gettys Nerd wardrobe. That's heritage-depot.com. Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
Up to you.
Hey, you can hang.
Seems like we haven't seen you in forever. Welcome back to Addressing Gettysburg Today. Here's Matt.
Now, guys in the back, when we go back to being live, you got to like come in through the intercom and say you're on, so that I know that we're on. And don't be shy. Don't be shy. Wait, sorry. Go ahead. What?
I said I did.
But you gotta be a little more assertive. You know I'm deaf. I can't hear anything, so you gotta like kind of yell. It's all right. Everybody's okay. We're all alive. We're all still here.
That, for me, that's a big thing.
Being deaf? Sorry.
No, being still here with that one back there. The Gettysburg podcast Pitbull back there.
She'll get you. Once she gets her teeth in, she don't let go.
Pitbull.
Pitbull?
Yeah. Fireball.
I don't know that that's how I describe myself, but...
Hey, you know what? Speaking of pit bulls, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget tacos and trivia with Addressing Gettysburg and the Seminary Ridge Museum. Join us for family-friendly general trivia, ladies and gents, but not about generals. Okay, we made sure not to do that. There's going to be prizes as well. It's at the United Lutheran Seminary Refectory, which is up across the street from the Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. February 17th, 6 p.m. Now, we all know that's Valentine's Day weekend, so a lot of people will be doing the cliched thing.
There's love in the air.
Yeah. You'll never find a love someone who loves you the way I do.
The way I do.
I don't know any of this song.
I'm just bragging on myself,
I'm just baby. Some way. Whoa. You know that song.
All right.
You're gonna miss my loving.
You're gonna miss my loving.
You're gonna miss my loving. You're gonna miss.
Cold
You're gonna
outside.
miss. Yeah, when it's cold outside.
No.
You're gonna miss my loving.
Come on, it's
Really?
the Rawls, man.
No.
Yeah.
Get down.
You'll never find something alone.
Anyway. Trivia.
Oh, that was you. I meant to do it on my channel. Okay, so trivia, taco trivia, when? Saturday, September. So yeah, Friday, not September. What? Let's start again. Saturday, February 17th. Now that's of course the Saturday after Valentine's Day. Lots of people will be doing the cliched thing of going out to dinner, having to get a reservation, then, sitting down and looking like every other stunad couple in the place, all dressed up with a smiling gal and a guy be all beaten down.
And they'll
with
reach across the table.
Oh, they reach across the table. What? And then what?
And then they hold hands.
They hold hands, and he's just like, I hope I get some tonight. And then, and she, and everybody, and you're all the same. There's nothing unique about you, nothing memorable about you. When she dumps you, gentlemen, she's not going to remember anything special about you because you've done the cliched thing, unless
you make her pay. Then she'll remember you.
Yeah. True story.
That's what I do.
And she'll take out a billboard with your face on it.
That's why I'm single. Honey, you're paying, right? Okay.
Happy Valentine's Day,
you got
baby.
that check, Toots?
I love you. No, unless you bring them to tacos and trivia.
Oh.
What more unique way to say I love you than to make them feel stupid at a trivia night? It's Taco Tuesday, but on a Saturday, $25 per person, includes taco bar, provided by the Ragged Edge Catering. Bring your own booze. So that's fun. We can have some fun with that, folks, there. Sign up at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. So that's one of the exciting things coming up here for all of you guys to look forward to, and that's going to be great and everything like that and so on and so forth. Let's see. If you want to give us a call us at 717-420-1978, 717-420-1978. One other thing, so important. I got to tell you this. Everybody's been asking me. So you know that the Get Out of the Car tours, yes. Right? And I said, like, October, November, I'm like, we're going to have all the in-person shows, tickets available, first week of January, the full schedule of Get Out of the Car tours, first week of January, and I think that was it, right? It was going to have all that stuff ready so that you could plan the whole year. And I'm going to work on it and put it all together and finalize it during the 3 weeks that I have, quote unquote, off in December.
But as we all know, that did not happen.
We all know that did not happen, and I am now catching up on that work plus the work that I have already scheduled for this time of year. But we finally got the Get Out of the Car tour schedule up on the website. That's right. AddressingGettysburg.com, and you go to events, I believe, and you go and see all that stuff there. So anyway, let me just give you a quick little rundown. No descriptions, just what they are. April 20th is the Vermont Brigade on Cemetery Ridge. May 25th, Avenue Doubleday on July 1st, 1863. June 15th, that's Matmas Eve, by the way. Very important. And like last year, I will get my friend's pickup trucks so that I can take all of your presents home. Matmas Eve, Hancock on Cemetery Ridge. August 17th, planning for Pickett's Charge. September 21st, McGilvery's Artillery Line. That's an interesting one there. And October 19th, Big Daddy Grenks's birthday. No, none of you know him. I went to high school with him. Wilcox's Brigade.
I really feel like if you have that truck and show up, we should all get a different tour. Like we should all just show up at a different site. And then you show up with the truck and no one's there.
Expecting presents. Well,
we're
you know
at
what?
a completely different site on
We'll
the
put it this
battlefield.
way.
I'll talk to Lewis about that.
Put it this way. Last year, I didn't show up with a truck, but I said I would for everyone's presents, and no one brought a present.
Was that the time it rained?
No, that was April.
Oh.
Yeah, that was great.
I have never been
so far
soaking.
I think every April tour that we've had has been some in one way or another affected by weather. And to me, it makes it an adventure. And I think the people that live through it with us, the survivors, I think they also feel the same way. They still talk about when we got hailed on.
Yeah, that was awful.
That was awful. Before we get to the news, though, there is something very important and serious that I do want to talk about. We have a caller on the air. It's talk to text, and sometimes it doesn't get anything right here. It says Bill's Body, but I think it's Phil Spoggy is who we're talking to here. Phil, are you on the air? Or you are on the air? Is that you on the phone?
I am. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Phil?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
I'm fine. I'm on. Good. I'm on the phone. Thanks for carving out a little time for tonight.
Yeah, my pleasure. So go ahead. Tell us what you want to talk about.
Well, you guys are all well familiar with Eric Wittenberg, the Civil War author and preservationist. He it's been about 6 weeks ago, he got the horrific news that he is very ill with cancer. Actually, it's a form also of bone cancer. It's gotten into his pelvis, broke his pelvis. Kind of the backstory on it is 2 months ago, my wife Amy and I were going to go to dinner with Eric and Susan. We live not too far from them, about an hour. And, Susan showed up by herself at the dinner. Eric had just gotten back from doing one of his tours, and he was in such discomfort that he couldn't make it to dinner, which is unusual, especially since I was buying. So, he just thought he's had some chronic back problems, and he just thought it was an offshoot of that.
Yeah.
A couple of days later, they went to the hospital for more tests, and it's bone cancer, and he's undergoing chemotherapy right now, and he's in great spirits, and he plans to be out on the battlefields this year for his tours.
Good.
He's forging ahead. However, because of a change of jobs and some health problems that Susan had last year, and spending a lot of money taking care of an elderly parent who has now passed away, they are in a perfect storm, financial storm and health storm, and of course, mental storm at the same time. So it took a lot for him to ask to set up a GoFundMe page. I was surprised when he did, but there was only one answer. I mean, he's a good friend.
Sure.
And I have derived a lot of pleasure from his books and his scholarship and his efforts in battlefield preservation, as I imagine a lot of people have. So there's only one answer, and that was to say yes. So we set up the GoFundMe page, which, is being passed around. The link is out there a lot of different places now. My friend and travel partner, Jim Hessler, has shared it on his podcast page and on his pages. And so I appreciate the time to kind of get out there and put it out there that any help that you can give Eric and Susan as they try to weather this crisis is appreciated. And
what is do you know the link? Sorry, do you know the link? Is it a big long link, or can you tell it to us?
No, it's just if you Google up, probably the easiest way, if you Google up Eric Wittenberg GoFundMe, you're going to come right to it.
Okay.
I mean, you should, and I can send it to you after we get off the air here too. One of the things that Eric obviously has written a lot of books, and as well as I do, there is no money to be made in writing Civil War books. I mean, you can imagine as many books as he's put out, or Scott Mingus or Jim, Hessler, they would be living on mansions on the hill.
Yeah.
If there was.
Right,
but
right.
The other thing he's done, being he's an attorney, is, he has spent a lot of his time and professional, I'll use the word treasure, helping a lot of battlefield preservation groups out. Brandy Station comes to mind really quick. He's worked with the trust. And, I want to reach out to those people too, and the people who he has helped preserve battlefield land, and say, he could use a little leg up on some of this financial problems he's having, so.
Well, sure. And
the battle is just beginning.
Yeah. And we've all learned a lot from from his work, and I think, even as dysfunctional as we all are, we are a little bit of a community here. And, when one of us gets sick or something like that and needs help, we should all pitch in and band together. So I put the link in the comment section there. I found it online. I'm going to share it on our Facebook too and everything. I'm never on Facebook, so I'm not aware of a lot of things that go on. So I'm glad you called in, Phil, because I knew he was sick, but I didn't know this was going on. So I'm glad that we've got something like this going for him.
Like I said, I talked to him tonight. I messaged with him tonight, and I told him, he's bound and determined he's going to make some of his tours, and Susan has got some problems that she needs addressed too. And, you never know when you're just an event away from a perfect storm in your life. You never know, know when you're going to need help. And, they need help. And I told him, I said, if you need somebody to help you as you try to take your tours this year, just call me. I'm going to be out there a lot anyhow. And as a side, I was listening to Chris you guys talk and joke about moving to Gettysburg.
Mm-hmm.
The last place I would ever move is to Gettysburg.
Really?
I have I have a rule in my life. I have two places I love to go: Gettysburg, and Key West. There's two places I would never move is Gettysburg and Key West. I don't want to have to find another place to go take a vacation.
Well, that's a really good point.
That's true,
because I don't ever really go on vacation because I live in my favorite vacation spot.
I don't go at all.
So
I don't.
But then the other side of the coin, Phil, is that if you move here and find out it's better to visit, like I've known a lot of people who have done that. Is they thought that, I love visiting here, I got to move here, and then they move here and they're like,
what?
This is not anything like I thought, and they become very disenchanted.
Yeah.
A lot of people from cities move here.
From the city, you feel that way.
I've got great friends in town. I love going. Sometimes, when the museum was getting built, the Adams County Museum, I was over there.
Oh yeah, you were a big part
of that. I think 7 or 8 times in 1 year. Yeah, and it's a great place to visit, but where I live in Central Ohio or West Central Ohio, it's kind of funny. I'm within the same driving time as Gettysburg, Chickamauga, Wilson's Creek are all exactly the same amount of driving time. So I can get around pretty easy out here. But back to Eric. He's the important one, and I appreciate this little segment of time for letting me talk about him. He's a good friend. He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I sure hope he gets out of this mess he's in. I really do. So
yeah, we all do. And I think him, being hell bent on making the tours that he has scheduled this year is a good thing for him to do. I've always heard that when you have cancer, you plan.
Attitude is 95% of the battle.
Yeah, you have to have a good attitude
too. I've talked with him a lot.
He does. He's
just a wonderful guy.
He's in a wheelchair now because of the broken pelvis, which they can't address until the chemotherapy's done. But there's going to be in 1st of March they're having Springfield, Ohio has the Civil War Days, and Jim Hessler is coming out and speaking, and Kent Masterson Brown and Brett Eisenberg are going to be speakers. So I said, hey, if you're at Mobile, come on over for that. At least you'll be able to, get out and see some of your friends. And so, he's going to try to do that. That'll be good for him. Yeah, that'll be good for him.
Great.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
so
Phil, if there's any other, anything else that we can, get out there, if you need any other word out, just let me know. Give us a call every once in a while and just give us an update how everything's doing. And I took the link and I'm gonna put it in show descriptions on all of our shows until everything is satisfied.
Well, like I said, I appreciate it. I know Eric does too. I mean, it's just one of those amazing. It just comes from nowhere. I mean, you go on backfield tours with the guy last year, and I've been out the Little Bighorn when Jim and I have done our stuff out there. Eric's gone with us, and just bam, all of a sudden he's in a wheelchair fighting cancer. So anything we can do is appreciated. Prayers are as important as cash at this point in time.
Sure,
too.
It all helps. Well, thank you very much, Phil.
Yeah, brother.
Good luck with everything, and,
Thank you, Phil.
and don't be a stranger.
Oh, I won't. I'm going to be in town next month for a couple of days to meet at the museum on some stuff, and then I got to go down and see Casey in Winchester because he's got some stuff he wants to do, and
nice.
I think he wants to drink some bourbon or something like that, so I'll work that in the schedule. So
Sounds
we'll
fun.
talk to you guys. Good job.
All right, thank you very much. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Phil.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
And then let's see. We got Peter. Let's see here. I think, let's give it a second there. Someday we'll actually have a real phone system. But right now it's over the internet. Peter, you're on the air.
Well, Matt, geez, I don't know. Normally you say the phone lines are open, nobody really calls, and then on the follow-up to that.
I know.
I was like all depressed listening. I was like, great.
Well, yeah, you better bring us up.
I was like,
bring some joy.
Yeah, tell us something
yeah,
good.
well, I was gonna hack on you for, losing some screws since you did the winter lecture there.
Go ahead.
I mean, but I gotta say though, after listening to the same verse over and over and over again there on Patreon, it was like, but I learning a whole bunch from you.
You're so whole, just to provide some context for the audience, you're talking because you are one of the esteemed first lieutenants over on Patreon, and so you get to see a lot of behind the scenes, how the sausage is made type of videos, and you're one of the few that actually like to watch me edit. Watching somebody edit is
I
like watching paint dry.
Yeah, but I mean, because I've talked to you before about getting into, doing something like this on, the Revolutionary War side of things, right. Which is it's kind of lacking. But you kind of like really started sparking my interest more and more into dangerous area technology.
Technology is dangerous, especially when Matt is at the helm.
Yeah, it is dangerous.
Yeah, well, but he sounds far advanced than I am. I'm learning new lingo and just trying to.
All you need to do though, Phil, Pete, is go on YouTube and just watch tutorials. Like just figure out something that you want to learn to do, and you just go and
don't let Matt
find it.
Like snow you here that all of that video that he had on there was actually somebody else editing. It was somebody else.
Right.
And then Matt just sits there looking like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. It's like my one friend, he says that when he sees like a video of like a girl virtuoso guitar, and he goes, the poor guy off camera who's actually playing gets no credit for this. I know. And I'm like, come on, man. No. She's playing the guitar, and I'm editing the damn thing that I'm showing him, whatever it is.
Sure.
But anyway, yeah, it is. But look, hey, Pete, I'm not complaining. I set out to do this. Like, this is what I wanted to do. I just thought I'd be able to hire somebody by now. So,
Yeah. Like I said, you've got to get some minions together and put them to work on that, because the editing, it was like over and over and over again. I'm like, wow.
You're talking about like going back over,
brain.
Like when you come to a spot.
When you
go ahead.
Yeah, when you were going through the waves and you were like trying to get that one spot, and you had the same sentence going over and over, and I think it was like the 10th time when you finally got it, and then it was. Yeah,
I don't remember specifically what it was, but I was trying to. Like Chris, when you get into, you're at a certain point in whatever you're editing, and something either just doesn't look right if you're doing video, or sound right, or both, and you're trying to tweak it, and then boom, you finally get it, and then that's what he was talking about.
I see.
Yeah, it's a real bitch. You know it. It's terrible.
Editing and content it's like you said, most people just get the finished product.
Right.
Yeah, they don't understand how much effort actually
that it
goes
takes.
Well, and you know what else? You know what else? Yeah, really. You know what else ruins like the appreciation that people have of the work that we do is these things. The phone I'm holding up for those only listening, because, and this happened when I was doing wedding video and photography. It's like we had to tell people after a while, tell your guests not to stick their cameras or their iPads out in the aisle when you're coming down the aisle, because it's going to ruin the shot of you. You're going to have pictures of you with an iPad in your face. Mm-hmm. But they would tell them, and they would do it anyway. And then you would hear people like, they'd come to you. They're like, "Oh, my friend said that you did a really great job on her wedding video. What do you charge?" And you do $3,000 a day or whatever it is. And then they're like, "Oh, well, she said you did it for like $300." And I go, "Well, that's when I started, and she's a friend of mine, and I, was doing her somewhat of a favor, and I needed something to show potential clients. So yes, but now it's not." So, and she's like, "Well, what? But why does it cost so much? Like I could just do it with my phone." I said, "Then go do it with your phone." Yeah. And that's the phone makes everybody think that it's actually simple and easy to do because it does everything for you. And I guess that is where we're going, where AI is going to take control of everything, and you're really not going to have any skill.
Here we go.
But if you want certain looks and things, there's just certain things that a computer can never, I think, will never be able to do that a human being can do. It'll always sound or look too perfect. Mm-hmm. Like music now is a good example. 20 years it's been all computers, right? Yeah. And the 1, 2, 3, 4 is on a meter in a computer, and it can never be too soon or too late. It's perfect, and it doesn't sound like music. But if you listen to like music recorded by human beings, there's mistakes all over the place in that, and beautiful mistakes because they're human. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that like younger people are lacking the humanity that the rest of us have because they're so out of touch from it because of technology.
What if Ken Burns had relied only on technology?
I don't think
that entire thing would never have happened.
No, exactly. No. I don't think he would have. Yeah. We wouldn't even know his name. The reason he did that is because
he was
even if you don't know, like as a little kid watching Ken Burns, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't know of zooms and film versus tape, and I didn't know any of that stuff, right? But I knew that there was something special and mesmerizing and hypnotizing about the way he did that, the way he zooms in, the way he holds on a still photograph from 130 whatever years it was back then ago.
With a narrator.
Who's got the perfect tone and meter, and the sound effects are just right volume, and it's just all perfect. And I mean, it took him 5 years. I mean, it should be good, but like, there's something about that now everybody mimics, and no one can actually capture like he did.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's true, and like you said about the music part of it, the thing that automatically comes to my mind is like if you listen to the old Temptations records, right? I'm a huge Temptations
I love
fan,
Temptations.
Right? So if you listen to like Papa Was a Rolling Stone, that song,
which is like 20 minutes long,
which is very long, but there's like one of the Papas comes in early, right? Mm-hmm. And they just leave it. But Papa was and it's just perfect, and it's like a wonderful mistake that everyone heard.
Yep.
The engineer heard it too. The producer, everybody said, "No, we're gonna leave that
because the vibe, because the groove, you keep it going.
It's not on the one; it's before the one." Yeah. But it's wonderful.
There's also
it's in every song.
I use this example a lot too when I talk about this. Is I saw her again last night. Mamas and the Papas. I saw her again. Mm-hmm. They come out of the bridge the second time, and then they're going to go back into the final chorus or the final verse, and it's kind of like the orchestra holds, and the girls are going ooh, and then the lead goes, I saw her again last night. And he came in early. Same thing happened there. Mm-hmm. And they left it.
Yeah.
Because it sounds on purpose.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
It sounds like a stutter.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a style. So, and then Louie, he comes in early.
God, there's many. Led Zeppelin tracks. The whole first album, Robert Plant's vocal is bleeding over into the live mics, and he leaves it.
Yes.
And they leave that.
But that's real. That's magic. True creativity.
Yeah.
And that's something that I don't think is going to live much longer. When we all are gone, like no one will have a connection to that way of creativity. I mean, there are still people who do. I see them on YouTube. They know how to play instruments. They study this stuff, and I hope to God that continues because that's the real humanity. They always talk about music is a form of expression, not when it's in a computer. No. I'm sorry. Like you're not expressing anything. You're making decisions based on something other than feel and soul, and that's not music.
So what we're trying to say to our guest on the phone
Peter.
is that just keep working at it. You will
Was
get
that
it.
the long way around?
Yeah, I forgot you were on Pete. Yes,
You're doing great, bud. You're doing great.
Pickett?
Yeah, just keep going, Peter. Just give it a
holding,
try.
Yeah, I got Matt singing in my ear.
It's never good, is it?
But yeah. And on the second note is you still got to unban me from YouTube.
Yeah, and I think I actually did it to Guitarzan today because for some reason he had a comment that went into moderation that shouldn't have, and and there was like a duplicate, so I went to delete the duplicate because there was no need for it, and then approve one of them because it shouldn't have been in moderation, and I mistook the hide from page button for the delete button. And I because I was doing it on my cell phone and I was outside and there's a glare in the sun and all that, and I was doing it really quickly as I was walking.
And there was something in his eye.
And there was something in my eye, and somebody kicked me in the shin. So I got to undo that, and I got to undo you. So that means you can't comment, but you can still see stuff, right?
Yeah, but like when you were doing the editing on I think it was like the last one you were doing
you were
there,
commenting.
Like you were like, ask, if you got questions, ask. And I'm like, asking, nothing. And then you said it again. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I looked and nothing was going through. So then I was like, I had to find somebody doing a live feed because I don't really follow too many other people. And so I got on, I don't know what it was, something. I was just like, typed it in, checked it, and it went through. So, but because I thought it was something on my end. Because the day I was listening was, I was listening to you. I had you blaring through the stereo, and they came to fix my heat and my water.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like looking at me like, what is going on here? So, but
as we all do when Matt speaks.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I'll get to that. Tomorrow's my day off, which means I'm sitting in the office catching up on emails and things like this and other things. So I'll try to remember to get to that tomorrow as well.
Sticky note, Cindy, in the back there.
No, I'll be listening to this tomorrow as I edit it. So that's the first thing I do. So, but sticky note, please. I don't have any. All right, Peter, thank you very much for the call. I've got to move on. We're all starving, and we've got to end the show ASAP. You have yourself a good night there, Peter.
Good night.
You too, guys.
All
Good
right.
night.
Have a good one. Sorry, I just cut you off there. All right. You know what it is time for, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody knows. Everybody knows. You ready? All right. You've been practicing, I hope. Here we go. Well, let's try it.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Euling, with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Local businesses get new owners, new names, and new looks. See? Local nonprofits granted big bucks to continue their good work. Masters of the Air soars onto the air on Apple Plus TV Plus. This weekend, Gettysburg is the place to be for history nerds. All this and more in today's news. I do suck at that.
Avril his
It would have been better if he wasn't laughing at you in between every single thing you said.
Me all the time.
I'm sorry.
He laughs at me all the time.
Oh, do it again.
No, I'm not doing it.
All the news.
No.
I'm not doing it. I'm not
Give
doing
it a try
I'm not
one more
doing
time.
No.
Give it one more try. Come on.
In the words of Cam, no. Sorry to blow out everybody's eardrums. But anyway, on the news today.
I'm not dressing as Santa Claus. No. That's definitely no way I'm dressing up as Santa Claus. Yes. Osderspin, Brodesson.
Okay.
All right.
So Gettysburg.
Well, hold on, wait. Bethany's News
Mary
is
Mother.
brought to you by the Andrew Carnegie Free Library in Carnegie, Pennsylvania. They're thrilled to announce the return of their annual Civil War Symposium on April 13th, 2024. Riding a Raid, Paradigms and Personalities of the Civil War Raids, will feature 5 dynamic historians, including Matt Atkinson, Eric Wittenberg, Abby Smithmeyer, Rob Orison and Phil Greenwald. Tickets are only $65 and include lunch, raffles, book sales, and tours of the National Treasure, known as the Captain SB Grand Army of the Republic Post. This symposium does sell out every year and limited seats remain, so don't wait to reserve your seat now. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit their website, at www.carnegie.org.
And now, all the...
Okay, go ahead.
So we have a couple businesses here in the town that are changing owners, changing names, changing everything about them. So the first one being what used to be K&W Tire off of York Street is now going to be Jacoby's Tire and Auto. So they have a new sign, new business owners, new everything. So if you go out there, say hi to them as a new business owner. The next one, also on York Street,
yes,
is Gettysburg Rental.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Gary is retiring, and they have a new owner. Gary will be on there for every, to help with things, and Jenny will still be in the office to help with orders.
Jenny D.
But is it still going to be called Gettysburg Rental?
Yes, they are still going to call it Gettysburg
Right, you don't want to confuse everybody.
No, but they had a sign out front that said something like "New ownership, stuff for sale." Like and everybody freaks.
Cindy, let's go get a log splitter.
I even got. Are you making? Is he making?
No. That's New York. Let's go get a log splitter. You guys would say log splitter, right? How would you say log?
Yeah, we do say log. People go, "Oh, you're from Boston." I'm like, no one says Boston, okay?
No.
We say Boston, but we do say Park. So I'll give you that.
Yeah.
They're just terrible with the accent.
Yeah,
They just don't know because they watch too many Dunkin' Donuts.
Where does that accent come from?
The English. We are closest linked to the English.
It is an English
Of course it is. We're
bastardization, right?
It's an English bastardization, yes.
Oof, it's
a little bit of Irish in there.
quite an
too, I would
earful.
say.
I'm
It's
sure.
awful.
It is awful. You're right. All right, go ahead, Bethy.
And most importantly, for those of you that come into Gettysburg and need some booze, the Beer Mart is moving back to its original location.
On High Street?
No. On York Street.
Yeah, where the college.
Near
yeah.
Yeah, so they were over by the Wine and Spirits. They moved their sign.
Right.
I don't think it's officially open yet, but they will be opening back at their old location, completely revamped.
I've seen that. Is that why they moved over by the...
They moved over to where like Michael's is.
Yeah.
And what used to be the Peebles Plaza.
The People's Plaza.
Yeah. And
Mario Van Peebles Plaza.
Yeah. And they were there for quite a while next to the Wine and Spirits. And now their sign is back over in the old location and everything kind of looks
It's nice to see things going back to the way it should be.
So York Street is just...
So you know what's going in there. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
So it's going to be a Five Below.
Yeah. That wasn't me.
What is that?
A Five Below?
Where everything is $5 below.
Everything is $5 and under.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
okay.
so then also, and I apologize if this is on your news. Did you hear about the Aldi that's coming?
I didn't hear about the Aldi, but the new Royal Farm out on York Pike
That's
is opening
the most
too.
important part.
The
The
new
Royal
Royal
Farm.
Farm.
And
Yeah.
you know what I heard is going near the Royal Farm?
What's that?
Five Guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
That's another good
I
one.
thought Five Guys was like not as popular as it used to be.
Oh, that's silly if it's not because it's wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Rocks.
Have you
But
ever
Aldi
had
is going to go right in front of that Michael's Plaza. That's why I say that. There's going to be another little plaza there with an Aldi.
Wait, on Camp Letterman is what you're talking about, right?
Get behind
That's what, yes, you said that.
Near Camp Letterman.
Yeah, completely.
What they need to do is put a Planet Fitness right next to the Five Guys.
That's what I said.
Right next to the
Right
Five
next
Guys.
to the Five Guys. Then I go to Planet
Right?
Fitness and then I
Have
go get
your
my
burger.
burger.
No, first the burger, then the Five Guys.
Where's my Target?
Accidents all over the
Come
place.
on,
Come
what's
on,
the
I can't
matter
work
with you?
out after eating a greasy burger.
That's
You nuts?
true.
Then you got to work it off.
A quadruple burger,
There's a
quadruple
that.
cheeseburger
whole-
with
Then
mushrooms,
just run
onions,
for home.
and bacon, and then a
Run for
milkshake
home.
with bacon.
Yes, run for home.
Right. That's what's
Me
going to happen
too.
on the treadmill.
I can get right on 15 there and get right off on Hanover Street
Yeah.
and go
You-
straight home from
You're
there.
going to at least need a bucket.
Yep. Next on the news, we have a couple local places that have received grants and donations.
All right.
Seminary Ridge Museum received the NEH grant.
Chattanooga.
And I can't remember for how much it's for. Oh my gosh.
A bunch of money, let's say.
It was a lots of moolah.
All right. Was it money that you wish you had?
Yeah.
Well, then that's good for them. That's good for them.
It didn't come to the Children's Museum, that's for sure. But they received that, so they're one of very few organizations that have received that this year, and they deserve that. They do a lot of work over there.
All right. Yes, they do.
The other
very
being,
proud sponsors of the show.
Yes, they're fantastic humans too.
They are.
The Gettysburg Welcome Center, aka what everybody locally calls the Brown House on Baltimore Street.
Did we call it that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Get
I
with
guess
it.
I'm not a local.
Get with it. Destination Gettysburg donated $100,000 to them to kick off their operations endowment for a fundraising campaign for the Welcome Center. So if you don't know what that is, the Main Street Gettysburg is planning on opening a welcome center, but it will have bathrooms and hopefully some like little vending machines with food and things like that. So, but bathrooms, people. I know that everybody always looks at me like I'm a psycho, but being right there on Baltimore Street with the Children's Museum, the number one question is, where are the bathrooms?
Exactly.
Can you use your bathroom?
Yep.
And we need those. And they just received $100,000 to make that happen. That is a huge deal. I'm so excited for them.
Dybbuk schmibbuk.
You're going to need some after the Five Guys comes in.
Huh?
You're going to need more bathrooms after Five Guys comes in. That's
true
right.
story. Get on that.
Yeah.
I'm just,
So one of my friends at work pointed this out to me, that Masters of the Air, which is like the...
Yeah. Is it doing well?
It hasn't come out yet. But it'll be on Apple TV Plus.
Yes.
This is like he described it as the Air Force's version of Band of Brothers.
Right.
A lot of the same directors and producers and things like that. So if you liked Band of Brothers, now is the chance to watch Masters of the Air. And it premieres on January 26th.
Well, I guess I'm hearing, if I hear that it's good once people start watching it, then I'll subscribe to Apple TV Plus. I have an iPhone, but I'm not an Apple guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to have Apple Music and Apple TV and Apple Schmapple and all that other stuff. I'm not that guy. I just prefer the way an iPhone works to a Droid.
Same.
But when it comes to computers, I like Microsoft. I don't like Windows. I don't like because it's like, first of all, Macs are way too expensive, and it's because they're metal, right? And now if they're not making them metal anymore, they're still way too expensive because they tricked you into thinking they're worth more. It's all the same guts inside. The only difference is the operating system.
But they have that cute Apple logo.
Yeah, no, really, it's all branding. There's nothing really unique about it.
Yeah.
And I don't like when I go to X out what we call window in Windows, I got to go to the other corner, the other top corner.
Oh, first world problems.
Yeah. Big problem, and I've gone to therapy over this.
Masters of the Air follows the actions of the 100th Bomb Group.
Yes.
And the B-17 Flying Fortress Unit in the 8th Air Force during World War II. The unit was nicknamed the Bloody 100th due to the heavy losses that incurred, sure, in combat missions.
Okay.
So definitely worth watching, and there's some really good actors involved in it. Oh, the plane noise. I thought it was a fart noise there for a second. I was very...
What kind of show do you think this is?
Okay. Anyway, on to other events.
Go ahead.
So some events for this weekend. So January 20th, which is Saturday, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., the National Park is going to be running some programs. I can't even handle that sound in the background. So it says, join the Army with Company K, and this is a part of their series for our more divergent learners.
What does that mean?
Meaning they're not like they have some kind of either mental health issue or they have some kind of learning disability.
What did you say? The more divergent?
Yeah. Divergent from
Oh, from the norm. Okay, gotcha.
So this is for their hearing impaired audience. And it will be at there's going to be a children's program, an exhibit and show. They did a lights up last weekend at the Cyclorama for those maybe with some sensitivities to noise and things like that. So you could see the painting without the sound.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they had, it was so cute. They had,
a box?
No.
A frame.
Canvases. Up, and you could come in
and you finger paint. Really?
And then you could take the canvas home. You could paint a portion of
like wine and sipping.
No, this is for children. Adults could be
so
there.
apple juice and finger painting.
Yeah, sure.
Graham crackers.
Yeah.
So
We're going to make a palm tree.
Exploring the stories of Company K of the 1st Pennsylvania Reserves who joined the Army in 1861 in Gettysburg and found themselves fighting in their hometown 2 years later. Families will train, march, and learn all of their battle action alongside park rangers and American Sign Language interpreters. It does say registration preferred but not required, but if you do come in, they'll give you kind of a ticket.
Sure.
And you can just come in and go.
That's really a nice idea, though.
They're doing a series of these throughout the winter months. So they have the lights up, they have a hearing impaired, they have a visually impaired, and then they have some more for, people with sensitivities to sound or whatever. It's a really cool series. You can go on their website to see the list of all of them, and they're doing it each weekend. Last weekend, it was right before the children's story time, which I'm going to talk about next.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ezra and I were there. It was really neat to see. So the next thing being the History Kids Reading Club, Adventures Club. That'll be every weekend on every Saturday.
That's what Barb does, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
At 11 a.m. from now and through February 10th. She's going to do story time. This week's is Separate is Never Equal by Duncan Tunneluth.
Of course, Duncan Tunneluth.
It'll also be presented in American Sign Language and to go along with their program beforehand. And they're going to make bookmarks. That's the craft for this week. But if you have kids, I took Ezra last week. It is so cool. She does such a wonderful job.
She does. I've caught the end of a few of them because sometimes they'll do it in the same theater as the lectures. And, so I catch the tail end of it and everything like that. And you could tell she loves to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, because I said, did Barb, or is this what Barb does? And he said, yeah. And I was thinking, I was there last week during the week, and I was up at the information desk just kind of talking to Matt. It was dead. Nobody was there. And then Barb came over and said hi. And I was just like, that was a nice, she's very sweet.
She's wonderful.
And so it was very nice to have her come over and say hello. And then, and I just got to thinking, like Tom Holbrook said in the lecture that he did, that if these things could talk, that that's probably his last one. He's retiring.
Yeah.
And
I didn't think about it that way, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, he mentioned retirement, and he did kind of say in the lecture, so this is probably one of my last.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so I asked him at the end, I was like, you mentioned retirement. And I go, is this your last, if these things could talk? And he goes, yeah, this is my last one. And I was like, oh, we should have made a bigger deal out of it, Tom. But he goes, he's such a humble guy.
He doesn't like that. Yeah.
No, but but it just got me thinking, like, we really have such a stellar cast of interpretive rangers here.
We really do.
And Matt.
John Hoptack is going to do the story time for this one. And if
John's
you've
a great
ever
one,
seen
too.
John talk to kids,
No, I've never.
It's so cool. Like,
Really?
the kids love him. It's like they're talking to a live teddy bear. And they're just so excited to see him and to be around him. And I mean, Barb is fantastic as well, but she's kind of got that mom vibe.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of like, yes, Miss Barb.
Right, like a teacher kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But whenever John's up there, you can see that they're like, I want to hug him. They're just like squirming, like, oh my God.
Well, we all want to hug John Hoptack.
He's just, I can hardly stand it. He's so cute.
He's lovable. He's huggable.
Yes.
He's Hoptack.
And then last but not least is the winter lecture series.
Yes.
As Matt has been talking about quite a bit, there are 2 this weekend. Saturdays is The Great Crusade at 80, Eisenhower, Gettysburg, and the Legacy of D-Day by Dan Vermiglia. And he's typically over at Eisenhower, so a lot of people, you know, if you're a Civil War nerd, you may not see him as often. So that's a chance to go see something you wouldn't normally get to see.
And may I say that if you ever get the chance next time you're here, go to the Eisenhower farm.
Oh my gosh.
You can actually drive out there now. You don't have to take the shuttle. That's one of the reasons I didn't really visit it too often prior to them changing that.
Shuttle?
Was I didn't want to sit like cattle on a train car and be like, I didn't want to be with the unwashed masses on a bus. I'm not a germaphobe. I'm just sweaty in the middle of July. Oh. Ugh, who wants that? But now I can actually go out there, and it's really worth. We took a tour when the movie people were here back in November, and it was really, really neat. A lot of cool stuff in there, and then just stand there and like look at the sun porch in the back with his painting on an easel, and to think, a president of the United States made this his home, and thinking he's the president of the United States, it's not particularly opulent. It reminds me of my grandmother's home until you get the devil's in the details. Then you find out, well, this was given as a gift from the first lady of North or South Korea, or all these different. And then you're like, okay, well, my grandmother didn't have that shit.
And then you're afraid to touch anything.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be touching anything.
But why
are you trying to touch things over there?
Yeah. Well, we did a whole workday one time.
Then you're afraid to jump on the beds.
Yeah.
We did a whole workday one time where we cleaned the exhibits.
Oh. Well, yeah, okay, then that's different, yeah.
And they were like, you're going to clean stuff. And I was like, no, I'm not, because I'll break that.
But it's Eisenhower stuff.
Yeah. So
I don't care if it's Jesus' stuff. I'm not
touching it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I'll be the one to break it.
Exactly.
So Sunday, January 21st, the winter lectures is Wolverines at Gettysburg, Michigan soldiers in the Battle of Gettysburg with
my backyard.
Mr. Wayne Motz.
Oh, Wayne.
Yep, Wayne's going to be doing that one. So these start at 1. So if you get a chance to go out, they do need a ticket, but it's not like they sell out. So you can definitely go and, maybe a half hour before get your ticket.
I feel like that's another one I should have a second camera for.
He's going to be moving all over the place.
He is,
You're
going to
need to, he moves.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'll help you out.
He does not.
I need another. Do you have a camera?
I have I have a digital Sony. I don't know.
What does that mean? Like a DSLR or a video camera?
It's a video camera.
Like with a zoom and everything? Mm-hmm. Like you get at Walmart, or that you had to get from B&H Photo or something?
No, it's a nice one, but it has the old digital cassettes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But you could run an out digitally into a computer, and I think...
I don't have the time for that.
Yeah, it would be a lot.
All right, well, maybe I'll be up in the top.
There you go.
I don't know. But go ahead.
All right, last, but this is the best story because
it's not last.
It has to do with me.
Oh.
What?
Second to last. You want to save this for last? Because we can have sidewalk conditions.
Oh, Jamie's on?
Jamie's on with sidewalk condition updates. So, Jamie, you are on the air. What are the sidewalks like out there in Gettysburg tonight? Freezing cold.
Woo! I'll tell you. I'm glad to hear the beer mart moved, because that moved to a special place that I call walking distance. And you'd be crazy to think I'm outside tonight. Oh my God. I mean, I did go out and buy a classy balaclava so I could actually walk around staying warm and looking normal rather than kind of looking like a terrorist. So, but I'm still maintaining my walks into work, and it's been fantastic.
Good. So it's 30 degrees out there now, apparently, and
it's less than that.
It's well, my thing says 30 over here.
I call BS on that. Yeah.
Do you? What do you got?
It has
29 degrees. Excuse me. It's 29.
Is that?
Hold
in
on.
the wind?
What's WGAL say?
All right, I got 26 on my app, my weather app on my phone. I got 29 on the app on.
It says 28, but there's no way it's only 28 degrees.
Well, who knows? Who knows? It doesn't matter. The point is, it's under. It's under 32 degrees, which means, or below 32 degrees, which means that it's super freezing. That's what that scientific term is there.
Feels like 22.
Feels like 22.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jamie. So, how are the sidewalks? Where are you located now? Which sidewalk are you going to comment on tonight?
Well, I'm going to comment on Baltimore Street.
Very nice.
Oh, crikey. You can tell where the lawyers' offices are because those suckers are crystal clear.
Well, they know. Yeah, they better clear them.
That entire block where the courthouse is legit probably the only place that's clear.
That's true.
And like there's so many varying levels of snow on those sidewalks all the way up that like some spots like it's been shoveled out, some spots it's like trampled, like they didn't bother shoveling, so it's walkable because it's just snow covered. And there's some spots where I kid you not, it looks like they went out with like a hose and just like sprayed down the sidewalk because it's just. I was holding on to like a sign to like actually tiptoe around it just to actually get across this one patch. It was pretty scary. So joggers are either really incredibly brave or stupid.
Could it be both? I mean, I think it could be both.
Well, they're boldly going forward, and I think if they hit that ice patch, they're boldly going to be going forward even faster.
Yeah, that's dedication. Like, get a treadmill, for the winter at least, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Peloton.
Peloton. Get a Peloton. Whatever happened to those things? That was talk about a flash in the pan.
Well, I asked my sister. She bought a Peloton. I asked her, I said, "Can you get on the Gettysburg battlefield on that son of a gun?"
Can you?
She's like, "I looked for it, Chris. You can't."
Oh.
But you go to
because they probably didn't want to get a filming permit.
Jamie, you got anything else about sidewalk conditions? Because I'm going to make you stay on for the next news segment.
All right. And then we're going to go.
Oh, no. I don't want to hold you up from eating. But
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you, after listening to Chris talk earlier, I really seriously will be looking at the trains differently because I swear I always thought it was just graffiti on there. And now I'm starting to wonder.
Oh, no.
It's blood and guts.
Yeah, you don't want a guy like me working on your brakes. Let's put it that way.
That's something else.
So thanks for that vision now every time I look.
Yeah, right.
Jamie, their laugh.
I know, I love
thinking
her
it's blood
They
and
used
guts.
to call me old blood and guts out there.
Jamie, you want to tell them about our big news?
Oh, my God. You're not going to do it yourself?
No, I feel like you should tell them.
So I don't even know where to begin. I was so excited and thrilled when I saw this that I just kind of blew up and then blew up the internet. Discovered yesterday that the Children of Gettysburg 1863 has been nominated for the USA Today Top Children's Museum.
Really?
Yeah, so there's 20 of them.
Yay!
And I
love it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Woo! And so I've been looking at it like a stalker all day. I just keep going back to the page and then checking it because you can vote once a day. And that means once a day from your home computer, once a day from your work computer, once a day from your cell phone.
Wow. So, all right.
And if you go to my Instagram page, it's in my bio.
All right. Very good. Then we'll do that. Yeah. So what do they just come up with a new one every month or something? Or
I don't know what it is, but we're in there for Children's Museum. There's other museums that are local that are in for other things. Like, what was the other category? The Apple Museum is in, and the Shriver is in.
Oh, very good. That's great.
Oh, that was
Best Small Museum.
All right. Well. The point is, where do we just go to usatoday.com?
And they're voting for museums. And if you go and vote, of course, vote for Children of Gettysburg 1863, because we're up against big hitters like the Franklin Institute.
Oh, what do they know about anything?
And like big, huge museums. And then
Philadelphia Please Touch Museum.
I know. And then all of a sudden you look over and it's Children of Gettysburg 1863. And I'm like, we're number 6.
Yeah, where do I find it on
we
here?
were number 6 earlier. Yeah.
Where do I find it on the?
Are you kidding me? We were number 6 earlier?
Yeah. Well, Trini announced it at the staff meeting today, and I think everybody went on and voted.
I can't find it. Where do you find polls? Keep going with what?
Just go to Jamie's page.
All right.
We'll put it on. We'll put it on the thing.
All right. Well, if you guys at home have a better chance of finding it than I just did, then you go ahead and find it. And like Jamie said, vote and vote often and vote regularly. And, it's very scientific now. So once a day on your home computer, once a day on your work computer, once a day on your phone, once a day on your friend's phone. And let's get these museums.
That's right.
So we got you guys, the Children's Museum.
And Shriver.
And we got the Shriver House. And what was the other one?
The Apple Museum?
Oh, up in Biglerville.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, so we got 3 museums in our area that we need you guys to go out and vote for. And really, let's go. Listen. I haven't been to the Apple Museum, so I can't comment on that. But I have been to the Shriver House, and I have been to the Children's Museum. Both are fantastic museums. I enjoy them very much. They're great work. I'm actually buying the angel that is in the cemetery scene with Sam Elliott when it's in the director's cut when Buford is going through the cemetery. In the foreground of the shot, there's an angel tombstone. That was the movie added that in. There's no such thing in that cemetery if you go there. She has it, and she asked me if I wanted to buy it, so I'm going to buy it from her.
Huh. Nancy,
yeah.
Oh, cool.
You got a problem with that?
No. I just didn't know she had that.
Yeah. Starting a collection. My friend John and I have an idea.
Things that were in the movie, but not actually.
But not actually. No, I think that would be it. I'm going to try to find that wagon that the poorly acting mayor is sitting on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's long gone. Anyway, the point is, Jamie, thank you very much for
Thanks for calling in, Jamie.
Call.
Oh, anytime.
Thank you very much. We'll talk to you next time. And you always have the most in-depth reporting on the sidewalks.
Well, as long as you just don't tell me to jog on.
No.
I'll be back.
Walk carefully.
Yes, please.
Yes.
You need to go to work. You need to come back to work.
And we'll talk to you later, Jamie.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
All right. And then what's your last story there?
That was it.
That was it. Okay, good. All right. So anything else I have to share with you, I'm going to wait until next week because we are all starving. Everybody at home has fallen asleep. And I see just a bunch of Z's in the comments section there.
That
just
is not
Z's,
true.
Z's. No, it's not true at all. Everybody loves us so much. And Chris, thank you very much for coming on the show. I hope you spend more time hanging around with us and participating in things because you are fun to have around. And all of that. You also understand that music needs to be played by human beings and not computers. Oh, yeah. Amen.
I knew that too, but
but he understands why. He understands why. Okay, he knows what's going on. And Bethany, thank you for coming in and for healing from your sickness last week and coming in this week with she had a cold.
You
and that's it. What's in? Go ahead.
I'll talk about next week.
Oh, what's on next week? Who's on next week?
Well, Brian Smith is on next week.
Brian Smith, you're very excited about this one. Brian Smith, actually, give us a little preview, if you can, off the top of your head. Who can people look forward to next week and beyond?
Okay. So Brian Smith from the Barn Resort is on next Thursday.
Barn Resort, new place down at the old Boyd's Bear location.
Yes.
Go ahead. Who else?
The week after that, I believe, is Jake from Ragged Edge.
Jake Schindel from Ragged Edge, and then
After
go
that
ahead.
is Pete Mealy.
Pete Mealy from the so that's heading into that's like February now. We're into there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, I believe
You have
I have Mayor Freeling on the 15th, and they're doing what are they doing? A vowel renewal in the square on Valentine's Day. So she's on. So no, she's. It's not on. It's for Valentine's Day, but it's on the 17th at 3:00. So
anybody can go.
Anybody who is already married can go and have their vows renewed.
Let's go.
Go and have their vows renewed on the square by the mayor of Gettysburg. So she's going to come on and talk about that. And who else we got there?
And on the 22nd, we have Max Felty.
Max Felty, who owns the bus tours, tour center. Yeah. He is a pretty cool guy. I've known him for a little bit.
And then somewhere after that, we've got Pete Carmichael.
And
we also have, which I'm solidifying the date for the Mason-Dixon Distillery.
Yanni.
Yes.
Very good, Cindy. You are on fire.
She got me in here.
She got you in here. You were the first one she rushed to get.
That.
She goes, how about I get Chris?
I don't...
Thanks to Grant and 6 Questions Lens for their super likes here. And that is it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you're having a wonderful time. We hope you're keeping warm wherever you are because it's cold in most of the country. But I thought I saw today that a heat wave is coming and it's going to get up into the 40s.
A heat wave
and the party.
Today's opening theme is written and performed by Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Country Band. Bumper music is arranged and performed by Billy Webster and sometimes Kevin MacLeod. AG Today is produced by Matt Cowlery, Bethany Yingling, Debbie Jones, and Cindy Compton. Engineered by Colby Sumner and maybe sometimes someone else. Guest accommodations are provided by the guests themselves. We'll need a couple thousand patrons to be able to put people up in hotels. Speaking of patrons, maybe you'd like to become one. You'll find plenty of perks over there, not to mention hundreds of episodes that will help you further your Gettysburg and Civil War education. So go to patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg. Thanks for listening.
It's getting to be goddamn ridiculous.
You goddamn son of a bitch!
Long time. Elobioid, long time.
Say my name. You're goddamn right.
You ruined a funny joke, you. Get out of my archive.
This concludes our broadcast day.
Too late.
You didn't get the memo.